Alright, we are back in the game after a... not even a long break, just a mild break. Congrats, everyone gets a burp now. So, last thing that happened...
Actually, I don't think any of us did. Everyone watch the videos? Because I know I did.
I'm intending to after this. I actually want to go into this blind.
So,
Fun.
that's fair. Here's the thing that's going on. The last thing that happened before we start was actually before where we ended for any of for Sade and before where we ended for Sade and Kara, but after where we ended for Quinton, because Quinton happened just before the party, I think. No, just before the tea party.
It was just before. Yeah, the tea party. Sure. Yeah. Right. That was what he was doing right before he built the.
So the last thing that you were going to do is you were going to all go and see Don switch.
Yeah, Horatio switch.
Right? Yes.
So we pretty much I guess we let everyone go their own way, and then we go specifically directly to his base. The question is, how do we want ourselves? Are we going to have an entourage of people, or are we just going to walk up into his place and knock on his door? Are we going to appear in the shadows, or what method are we using? Because, gods.
I don't even remember what we're going to talk to him about.
We're going to talk to him about the dissemination of power after, since we took it all. And now we have to give it to people.
Also, he wanted to talk to you guys.
Yeah, he sent... Yeah. What's his face? Was it
Johnny?
Johnny, that's the one, Johnny. I've got the notes here, I just couldn't be bothered to go for all the pages to find out.
Okay, I think, we'll go speak to him. There are actually a few other things, little nuanced stuff we have to be paying attention to since it's been so long since some of them have happened. First off, it appears that Gretchen is some kind of supernatural being, as far as we are aware, and has erased herself from everyone's memory, despite the fact that we personally know who she is. She's the crazy girl that was tortured by the church.
So this is actually a thing, and it's not just, I don't know, one or two people she's wiped the memory of or something.
No, she literally can't remembered by anyone but us. And we pulled her directly from the torture chamber where she had bloodletting. The last thing she said to anyone was directly to Sade. Twice. It happened twice. Which is basically, she was sacrificed twice, or something else. She's insane from torture. Other than that, there is the fact that we have one of the two daughters is obviously tampering with magic. It's probably obvious which one it is, but don't let dog trick you. And then I believe the final thing is Dawn. What is his name? The one.
Don Foreman.
Foreman.
Yeah, the one I always picture as Kingpin in a white suit.
Yes.
Not far off.
Yeah, he's actually not a bad guy.
I know. I hate it.
We have like 5 different proof now.
Oh no, he's a terrible person. He's just.
He's a terrible person, but he's not a bad one. You know what I mean? Like doing wrong things for the right reasons, kind of shit.
By the way,
it does look like kind of like Kingpin if you use fantasy.
That's Benny Foreman on the left and Horatio Switch on the right. Well, middle. I've also I don't know.
Also keep in mind, just in case anyone forgot, we have a not undead, rather dying man who's pregnant with a god.
Yeah, with a demon baby.
Yeah, god.
A man of appallingly bad judgment is how I prefer to refer to him as.
Yes, he doesn't have any good choices.
Yeah. I believe we ended up last time voting on if we should kill him for the greater good or if we should figure something out.
I think the votes came down in favor of murder, but I just want to say I'm still not happy about it, even though I was the deciding vote.
Yes, we decided to literally abort the baby and save him if we can.
Yes.
Which is just a great sentence, really. That I never thought I would say. But, just in case it's pure evil. I'm sure that won't be, what's the word, have any repercussions at all.
Who are we gonna talk to about finding a solution for aborting the baby?
Oh, Kara.
Oh, right.
She's goddess of fertility. She can do stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, but she already tried.
But anyway, our current... No, she didn't yet.
No,
did
she-
she?
Yeah.
I remember she
did
failed.
try using like one of the things of there's an ability that lets you basically make
Sterilize.
perfect births or sterilization or things like that, and it did nothing.
Okay, well, there's a thing we could try. It's called a gigantic sword.
I like my suggestion.
And finally, fatally, our one goal we've been working on for the last 5 sessions was taking only 2 in-game days, getting the people
Trial?
together for a trial. Yes, the trial.
God, it's only been 2. Every time it's just, oh yeah, it's only been 2 days.
Well, here's the thing I'm going to say. Because you guys have got this and that going on at the moment with your own personal things that you're dealing with, basically after the meeting with Don Switch, you're likely going to time skip just one day at the very least, where you're gathering information and people are doing like projects, and because you're in a field, well, in the swamp with your priestess at this point.
Yeah.
So I was going to make that day effectively. That day is like a tight little bit of a time skip. If you want to do anything particular, you can, but it's kind of like it's glossed over, and like you're going to be gathering information in general at that time.
There's one thing I'll stipulate now. Then, just for the sake of ease, can we assume that I get the full information dump from Dr. Easy when I have him nicked for the day?
Yes.
Because I missed all that stuff before, and it's just easier than going over it again.
Yep, all good.
Also, can you hand out the one just from me? Show to all players, please. That way everybody can... It's not going to be a secret after all.
Well, the army.
It'd be better... Yeah, the army.
Yeah, okay.
I spent an absurd amount of time over innocuous, unnecessary details.
We went through and we rolled for commanders. And as you can see, there are a few familiar names on there.
I don't see anything.
I should have showed it to you. You might have to wait for your internet to catch up.
I did show to players.
So it should pop up in front of everyone. If
Yeah.
it's not, it means that the internet's being slow. You might need to reload 120, or you could just check the journal and see if it's there. It should be under the handouts folder.
Yeah, I've got. It's not under handouts. Sorry.
Try reloading. And you might be able to get it. But yeah, can you see it, Pip?
Negative. I can only see the one I have.
Okay.
Yeah, you might. Don't think you edited properly.
Maybe I just clicked show to.
Yeah,
there
it
we
should
are.
have worked.
Yeah. There we are. You should be able to see
now
it
I
now.
can see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Yeah, it's weird. I click show to players. That usually makes it so everyone can see. I do wonder if there's anything else that I clicked to show you guys that you couldn't see. But yeah.
One second. I'm gonna just do one quick thing, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you something, Hog, so you know exactly what everyone can see, or at least what I can see.
Okie dokie.
There you go. You want shorts?
Yes.
Oh, I like that name, Elise Pratt. Now that's someone you want leading your armies.
Which one's Elise Pratt now?
She's
She's the 19-year-old. Yeah, she's a. I think she's.
and she's a scribe as well.
Yeah, she's. I think she's one of Foxo's favorites, along with.
That's because she can cast magic as well.
Yeah, she has magic.
The M question mark is.
Yeah, I see.
Quiet, yes. Magic? Yes.
And the words are what they correlate with most. I believe that Foxo's. If I had to pick 3 favorites from Foxo's group here, I'd go with Elise Pratt, Holly Blankenship, and Miss Dolores Reynald.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I just saw the age and thought, oh, Indomitable. Yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
You definitely perceive what I'm putting down there. Actually, Hog made all those things up. The only thing I specifically created was to give him an idea of what he should call the special talents.
Yeah.
Everything else was basically him.
It's
I
like
am slightly disappointed that Miss Dolores isn't like warlord or something like that in as type.
she.
Interesting thing though, the only things that matter out of that entire, everything else is kind of superfluous, is the special talent and the M question mark. Because that means they have some functional ability. If you go down, you'll see the Elite Brave stat block. They're all the same except for the type of thing they are: strong, damn, one fast, which gives them different stats.
And
this is all.
Yeah, this is also because Justice is going to be training them, so they'll get bonuses.
Up and said, basically, about 3 sessions ago, I put down a project is an influence project. Means I'm always sending it out. Is anyone who wants to fight for me based on my values of protection and sword and war and all that stuff will come to me, and those that are particularly good soldiers will try to introduce themselves. There you go. That's what happened.
Cool.
So get this: the end of last session was exactly 24-hour period from 3 sessions ago, and that's why it happened. And they showed up and clapped, by the way.
Nice.
Well, you just had a lovely thing and had a forge, like a thingy reforged. So, yeah.
I am enjoying the presence of the token evil teammate in there.
You mean
Miss Holly Blankenship?
Yes. She's she's good. She's shipwright retired.
She's the opposite of good.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a alternative perspective when you're making your war plans.
Well, I mean, it is one of those moments of, she's going to be, probably more of a doer than a, because I think the plan is to like split up the group among these people.
Actually, if you look down, you'll see that I have all the descriptions of how the group is split as well. The Brave organization, then you see the cores are the different types of names of the companies that are created. Do remember that most of the time these are going to be just organized in one big ass army, which will come later.
Hey, that's your wheelhouse. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
I am doing it well too.
So I just wanted to say, if you wanted to do anything of a similar vein with that, Quinton, because you are also looking into training people and having your own particular thing, then I'd be more than happy to spend some time, probably after the game and recording and everything, where we just go over, some of the people who might pop out as special in your watch, so to say.
Yeah, sure.
And the only reason I wanted to show you guys all this is because I wanted to tell Hog, yes, there's actually something that I would like to do that's important. Yeah. But we can't gloss over it. I want to create a barracks of sorts, or something of the sort. Anything of the sort.
You did mention, because of your, with your thingy, isn't it? Yeah. No, we can get that going. It wouldn't take long.
Right. Yeah, just everyone working together, probably very quickly.
Yeah. So, how did you want to arrive to Mr. Switch's little meeting with you?
I think we'll just arrive as normal people, as normal as we can be. Since it's night, I'm assuming that Quentin will be in his mask outfit.
Depending on the time.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was. It was early evening, I believe, because after this we'll. Right. Yeah. So early evening. What would?
And we were going to see Switch tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we probably will just walk into his territory and I have no idea. Probably yell for someone. Hey, we're here.
I mean, we know where his hideout is.
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that.
So
Like,
we can
you
just walk
especially
up
do
to his
not.
hideout.
Yeah, and we can walk up to his hideout and then just, walk through the door and keep going.
Yeah,
That'd
basically.
be fun. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna recover the effort tomorrow anyway in 4 hours. Why not?
I mean, people
Right.
people actually do open the door for you before you even manage
Oh,
to
good.
walk through it.
They know better now.
Well, it was never in particular closed to you.
Oh no. It wasn't obviously, but that's not something I was saying out
Yeah.
of character. When she
Oh,
was
dear.
walking through, she said, "They know better now."
You catch the ever so slight rolling of the eyes of one of the people who's holding the door open for you. They're not etiquettely trained.
That's fine.
You've gone very far away.
I'm trying to talk to Cal. He
Oh,
wanted
sorry.
something.
No,
That's all right.
Okie doke. So,
I guess we head down to his basement lair.
he
where
actually
plans his evil deeds.
he's actually waiting for you in an upper area. The warehouse has been emptied out. They seem to have been moving it to a bit more of a respectable situation. Because, yeah, well, I mean, they've emptied out the warehouse. They've got it as an actual place. There's still a door down below that heads down into there, but actually, like, they seem to be a lot more out in the open. I mean, there's no real point in hiding anymore. You've driven out the people they were hiding from.
True.
So, Switch is actually sitting at a much smaller, less grand desk. And he's rubbing his chin slightly as he's looking over a sheaf of papers. The handwriting is not very neat upon these. But
Antler woman dressed as an undead person dressed as a young lady, and Quentin all walk in. Dressed as a bird.
He's a bird. He's a bird dressed as a guard.
I'm a bird dressed as a man.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a good one. Alright, and so we all walk in, and how many people are in here, and where are they?
There's at least 5. They seem to be... because it's not many rooms. It's one quite large room.
Warehouse, after all.
Yeah, warehouse. So there's 5. 2 of them are over in the corner. They seem to be going over a map. And like the 3 others are generally going around, either clearing a few of the smaller items. One of them actually brings over chairs for the lot of you.
A map, you say? Can we see the map?
Yeah.
Is it plainly visible what kind of map it is? City map, region map, atlas?
It's basically an atlas, well, a region map of here. But you see that there are notes over these areas.
Here's a question. So there's a little bit of detritus in storage containers laying around. What's the building made of? What does it look like? How big dimensionally is the room? And where's Horatio sitting directly in the center?
Near center wall. He's a bit off to the side because often people are having to walk through one way or another.
And the guards are all dressed in what I'm guessing is leather jackets and stuff, rather than the full bandit get-up.
Yeah,
like a warehouse worker.
Warehouse worker plus some... plus, like, there's a couple of people who got, like, heavy scarves, heavy jumpers on. This is a place that's by the sea. It makes do to wrap up warm sometimes.
That's a good idea. So we got people in probably knits, cotton caps, leather jackets, and not like leather jackets we know them. Leather jackets in hide.
Yeah.
Probably gloves, scarves, pants, work boots.
Yeah.
With swords, I'm guessing, because, they're not bandits.
Well, actually, like, it seems in here these guys aren't with swords.
That's good for them.
Though you do see a knife occasionally when under a leather jacket, like the emergency knife.
An emergency knife, which I don't need, which I have.
You have a billion emergency knives.
I have 27. It's a different story. Anyway, so we approach him, I assume, unless Garrett gets wandering off to a map table.
No. We leave that be for the moment.
And then I guess me being the smallest steps forward. I genuinely probably am. I'm 5 foot. I want to say 3. How tall are you guys?
She's pretty slight as well, isn't she?
I believe so, yes.
How tall is Kara?
Kara's pretty
Who's-
average height and weight. Let's
Her-
say 5'6", 5'7", 130, 40 pounds, something like that.
Very, very, very average. Except,
Apart from the everything else.
Yeah. And then we have Quentin, who's probably decently tall, or is he a small guy?
I mean, I would rate him at around 180, I think.
It's really decently. He would have to be around, what, 6
I have
foot
no idea
1?
what that is in feet.
Yeah. I think...
180 centimeters. Okay, hang on.
Yes, I do metric system.
Yeah, that's what I was asking before.
So that's 5'9".
Yeah, that's not too far. Okay, so cool. We're all average except for me, who is very, very tiny. Anyway, I step forward and I say, "Oh, so you're actually cleaning the place up. That's nice. How are you doing, Horatio? You seem to be happy," which I haven't seen much of.
He cocks his head a little bit, like, well, it could be better. I've got to admit, seeing you lot chase these fuckers out, great time. Real good to hear. And, best of all, a trial, which is going to be, real fancy to witness, to be honest, from the other side.
Make sure to get your words in, Horatio. They'll be valued.
Oh, I'm collecting with a lot with my men as well. Trust me, we've seen it worse down this direction than most.
Will be evidence, all that stuff. It'll be a nice thing. Hopefully, it won't devolve into nonsense. Oh, Kara, can we get fruit, by the way, so people can throw things?
The more rotten, the better.
Okay, excellent. There we go. So, trial.
Now,
Sounds good to me.
let's not waste any food here. We're gonna be in a bit of difficulty for a while.
Garrett waves a dismissive hand and says that will never be a problem.
So, curious, what did you want to talk about, Horatio?
Horatio leans back in his chair a little and then waves for you all to take a seat as well.
Oh, those chairs. I hate chairs. They stay sitting down.
Kara commiserating with you as she does the same, grumbling.
Man, this is so awkward. I just can't get myself straight because I'm in a dress.
He just looks over at Pip to see if Quentin is having a seat as well.
Hearing those two moaners just sit down, say nothing.
It's God damn it, chairs. And he's like, what is wrong with these two? Without even saying anything or looking at them.
Yeah. He does kind of...
I like with these people.
I would have thought that you'd have appreciated a bit of a sit down. It seems like you lot are all going full speed ahead at all times of night.
We don't sleep.
Well, that's good for you, I suppose.
Yes.
2 things I wanted to bring up with you. One, my friend Johnny.
About him.
He's made it clear to me that there's a little bit of issue cropping up with the whole, I don't want to say it too badly, but, for services rendered situation. The Watch aren't wanting to really let us take care of our own area down here. And, I can understand not wanting to split, but some of the lads are being a bit grumbly over what they're seeing as, doing their part and getting nothing in return. So I was wanting to have a chat, and I looked over, and he looks over to the 5 in the room, whistles and thumbs towards the door, and said, and you see them kind of nod and head out, kind of thing. So just wanted to have a bit of a chat about that, because I've got some suggestions, if you'd be interested.
Would
Please
actually
do.
be interesting.
Let us know.
The other thing is I'm getting a little bit of flack from the people in the district because, well, now everything's safe in their eyes I don't think it quite is, but it's safer than it has been. So, yes, they were wanting their kids back.
Seems so.
And I know where they are. I was wondering if you'd be willing to give me some aid getting them back, because we've been trying to work on it ourselves, but it's yeah.
It's a monumental task gathering them all together and transporting them safely, isn't it not? Almost terrifyingly so. Kara, aren't you good at running
I'm not
around?
going to say this in character, but it has occurred to me. It's we're coming up to the trial anyway, so that's probably going to supersede this for the moment. Also, it's probably good not to have people get their kids back and make them happy and complacent until after we condemn the church people. Just putting that out there.
Fair enough. Alright, so, Kara, do you think you're about children and running around all the damn time? Do you think you can take care of that at some point after the trial?
She'll give a sharp nod and say, yes, this will not be a problem. It will be done.
Minutes, hours? Or minutes to hours, perhaps? Make them show up right after the judgment.
Children are fast.
They can be.
It's quite a distance, but I suppose...
About these guards clashing with the... I don't want to say bandits. Dock workers, there we go. What exactly do you know that's going on?
Oh, just...
No. I was asking Quentin.
Alright.
About what I mean, I haven't really heard anything, so I mean, please do enlighten me as to what the trouble appears to be.
Well, actually, I heard it came from you, he says, looking at Sage. It's just... my boy Johnny went over and was chatting with, I've heard, the new head of the watch. And he nods over at Quentin there. So, it travels quickly when someone gets power around these parts these days. So he was talking about, trying to keep this all to ourselves to make it a safe place, and you rather indicated, my dear lady, that you wouldn't be willing to divide the city up too much.
Not necessarily. I said we talk about the dissemination of power. Who gets to be in charge of what, who takes care of what, under what authority. Rather, it's just, well, he didn't talk to Quentin, he talked to Wolfgang, and they were yelling and I wanted them to stop, so I made them stop. I tried not to hurt anyone, but... Either way, that's what we're here for now, to talk about the dissemination of power. We need to figure out who's in charge of what and what does what. And why they do it.
Exactly.
So, you want what exactly, and we'll try to compromise with you. Because you've done a great service to us. You've helped a lot. And we reward those that try to help.
Simply put, I want to continue helping. And I can't exactly do that if I've got no responsibilities, shall we?
I glance over to Quentin. Quentin, you have the ability to tell when people are lying. He said, I want to continue helping. Is that true? I don't say this out loud. I just,
Yeah.
Is it true?
It does appear to be telling the truth here. I mean, he's always been about his family as he sees them, like his group. So, when he says he wants to continue helping, he's being quite honest.
So
Please do let me know if he tells a lie.
I will.
Thank you.
So I look over at Quentin. I'm waiting for an up nod or something as if confirmation that he just told the truth.
I see the look and I just tell you that he's not lying inside your head.
Okay.
God, that's such a useful ability.
Right. I can't wait till I learn telepathy with my magic ability. Anyway, so I look at him and I say, that's understandable. You want to help people. You want to help everyone. Especially everyone that you need to take care of. I think we can work something out. We are already developing a minor patrol. If you can understand that. Like a militia, but not. I was wondering if your men and yourself, if you can give up the direct dishonest activity and be outright with what you're doing and tell people the truth without manipulation. we won't have any problem, would we, with you patrolling the area, keeping people safe, and doing whatever it is that you need to do to keep those people safe.
He gives a little nod. He's like, "Oh, that if anything, it would be easier than what we're doing at the moment."
We can appoint you the warden of this area and the walls, probably, depending on when we get them. We'll see how this time goes, because things are going to change, at least in a visible way. But not just that. We need people to direct things. And you seem very good at taking care of people, so it would be nice if you could take care of everyone that you could.
I'll be aiming for it. If anything, I'm just going to make sure that no one messes with our own. And all the things we're doing at the moment, mostly things have gone down to smuggling the kids out, smuggling weapons, like I mentioned. We wouldn't exactly be smuggling anymore if we're directly involved with it. If anything, we're bringing the resources that we have at the moment. You know, the smuggling, the weapons dealing, the getting people in and out, information. We'd get that, and we'd be able to bring it to the militia, like you said.
How about this? We're going to be opening up a few positions in this area, and I love this idea of resupplying us. We were thinking about someone to ward the area, someone to manage it on a financial business level, someone to manage it as a fiscal authority, and of course a council. Most importantly, we need people to take care of things when we may not be here. So, we're going to appoint a few people. We need, well, applications. Doctors, soldiers, businessmen. We need everyone to contribute something. We're talking to people individually. That's why we're talking to you, because you're quite competent. Though, in return for being allowed to apply, which we will definitely consider since we have so few applicants, so few competent people, we would like any information you have. These smuggling routes, what do they do? Can you send them to any information you have them to Quentin, since I believe he can use them the best? And maybe Kara as well. Won't you, Kara? Don't you love sneaking around?
She just gives you a look. That's more bemused than anything else.
What? I've heard of all the murders, no one got caught. You never got caught. Technically.
Well, it doesn't mean I ever snuck anywhere. It just worked out.
All we know really is a couple of trade routes, good places to hijack, resources, people, carts, that kind of stuff. We don't.
Tackles and grants. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, we don't really have too much of a solid setup out there. You understand, if we tried that, they'd have found us pretty soon. We had to stay mobile.
That's as important. Mobility is the second factor of winning a war. Alright. Well, if that's everything, Horatio, do you have any more complaints or suggestions or anything?
He rubs his chin slightly. It's like, so you're getting applications, you say?
Well, we have 3, so not really, but yes.
I'm guessing either that bastard foreman is going to be going for one, or he's already put forward some kind of one.
He's the one that gave us the idea.
I'm not surprised.
To be honest, we're thinking of setting up a true council, people to have unanimous voting decisions. More importantly, someone to decide in a veto position. But really, it's just trying to pick the best people for the job.
Quentin, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that, yeah, he already he already said that he would like to apply for the position of mayor of the city.
Yeah. Well, not my place really to say much against it, but, he was among quite a few of the people he hung out with. He was always in the pocket of the church, whether he liked it or not. He might have sat with just his thumb in their pocket, but, some of them were up to their waist in that shit.
Oh, we're working for them.
Oh, Yeah, it's quite fun. You should see it. I think we have an understanding.
I do hope so.
We do.
I have a quick question here.
Of course.
Just out of character
Oh,
here,
okay.
but yeah. So, Mr. Switch is effectively hijacking. Is it inbound cargo to Freeport, or where is he hijacking his cargo from?
I mean, you can ask him in character.
Oh, yeah, just if we knew.
You are unaware of any direct hijackings around Freeport.
Okay, so there has been no reports of people losing cargo in or around Freeport.
Not to the degree that he's talking about, and certainly not weaponry. Like,
Okay.
some people will always steal, like, there's probably bandits out there somewhere, but,
Yeah, because my idea was then if he did do anything here, we could essentially just make him a privateer.
Oh, that
that's
is
a
it's a
thought.
good idea.
So, yeah, we will hire you to disrupt this place.
give him his own floating pile of rocks. You just...
We're hiring you, but as a state-certified
Pirate.
thief.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bandit.
privateer. But I was thinking, well, he's not only doing like overseas trade route, but land ones, right?
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. He's just. Well,
We could also
would
give
you
him a
call
boat.
that? Saboteur? Yeah, that's true. We could. I mean, you could probably just make ones just from nothing.
You could make
Yeah.
one that
Even though you
flies quite easily.
Yes.
Yes,
One
we'll
that
give him a
flies,
flying
yeah.
boat. What could
Yes,
go wrong, they said.
I love it. We're going to do that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would take
Yeah.
a while to make, so...
Yeah.
We can have flying boats coming in and out of the city. I like it.
But,
I'm sure that will not.
In
Well,
that case,
that'll solve the problem of things getting into a flying city. So hey, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, flying city. It's not like everyone's ever going to fall off the edge or be thrown off the edge. Can never be found.
But in that case, I think I actually would like to ask Mr. Dunn Switch.
Mm.
So you're talking about stealing weapons and whatnot. Just out of curiosity, whom are you stealing these weapons from, and where?
Well, we mostly interrupt trade around Caravo. They tend to bring in quite a few. Goes between Caravo and Coldine. Weirdly, you'd have thought that the ones up to Mural would have been packed full, but no, no weapons up there at all.
That's
The funny thing is once we set all this flying, this entire area is going to rip from the ground, so all the water is going to rush out of it.
We're basically connecting two
Yeah.
things of water.
Yeah, the Caravo and Mural will have one less, area to travel with, and those waters are going to be too low to and Freeport's just going to be gone. So, wow. Huh.
Yeah, so I mean, so you got people all the way over at the Cold Iron Inn Pass, more or less, or I'm assuming you're traveling by boat between the areas.
Yeah, it's the boats tend to go down between Freeport and Caravo. The forest makes it almost impossible for people to get directly from Caravo up to Cold Iron. So Freeport tends to carry between basically Freeport carries to Mural as a quick stop off, and then Mural deals with the rest of them.
Yeah. But now my question here was if Don Switch is transporting his men through the ocean, or if because if he's interrupting trade between Caravo and Cold Iron, then he would mainly have his people positioned over here.
Oh no,
So
the forest means that that this path is very rough.
So it's mostly done through the lake.
So it's mostly sea.
Mostly,
seaborne,
yeah.
So he is an actual pirate.
Somewhat. It's one of those things of a mix between a pirate and a what's the term, Ryan?
Highway.
No, breaker. Yes, the people who lure ships over to dangerous waters, and when they get crunched on like low banks and stuff like that. They go in and just take stuff.
Alright.
But yeah, this is interesting. If you look at this map, everything seems appropriately there, like all the cities and stuff, all the watchtowers. And then you look at one thing that kind of just, what the hell is that? Soul Mill? What is that?
It's a mill.
Why is a mill on the map? How important?
Because it's
is it?
important.
Let's go there and find out. You know.
Anyway, so yes,
Okay, so it's all more or less based on the water.
I think we figured out everything we needed to do with
Yeah.
Horatio. I think we'll bid him goodbye, we'll steal his whiskey, or brandy, or whatever, and go do all our important ritual shit.
He does not actually have a drink out right now.
I'd say take his open drink. I said steal it.
That would involve going downstairs to the liquor cabinet, which hasn't been moved.
I know what I said. That was mostly a joke, but if you're gonna challenge me on it, I'll do it.
No. So,
That's the moment Sade manifested the fifth word, or fifth word.
She's just like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm the god here, not you.
So yeah, I am a god above all of you. God damn it. But yes, Caravo. The wrecking basically is the idea that there's like a little lighthouse here to indicate where to pull in. And imagine someone just built like a little imitation dock just within the swamp area. And the moment they pull close, just wreck.
Tons of dead sailors in that water.
It's not like tons. It's, if anything, because of the swamp, it means that it's actually quite transversible. But yeah, that isn't as common as just interrupting ships, stuff like that.
So they wouldn't be hijacked or stolen. They'd just be lost, and that's why they're not being reported.
I have a question.
Yes.
Kind of stemming from this. This is more for us to consider. Could we like do a group project where we just make that water nearly impassable to anyone we don't like?
I mean, you are going to make the entire place fly, so...
Yeah. But like, if they... Supposing the church still wants trade to go that way rather than overland, can we just really piss them off and make their lives hell?
I mean, you could,
Well,
yeah.
aren't you you're a bog witch?
Oh, yes.
Quinn has the city word, and I have protection. Protection allows you to just say, you're not allowed to come in here, ever. And then the bog witch can be connected to that area. I mean, once we make it fly, though, I'm not sure.
I mean,
And see, I'm sure a city can create a ton of, those little cubes that stick out of the water to prevent ships from coming through things.
Breakers.
think,
Yeah.
like, I have night. That's all you need. Just when people enter the area, they just fall asleep.
Yeah, or they just lose vision. Oh crap!
Yeah, like they're blinded. Or
Hey, where'd the lighthouse go?
Yeah.
I genuinely forgot you had night.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Just...
I mean, I do like the idea of them just falling asleep, then bog witch, just like the ship's just back where it came from.
Yeah, I like that. And like mist rolls in, and they're just like whoosh. The entire ship is thrown.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something we should do. So
But I mean,
just for the sake of starving our enemies.
Yeah, but when we remove Threeport, Myrtle might decide to build a dock like here or something.
I'm sure we won't throw lightning at it at that point.
And we fill the water with aquatic bees. Problem solved.
Aquatic bees.
I don't see why not.
Why not
Aquatic-
aquatic thermites? I mean, come on.
Aquatic birds that are raptors that eat flesh.
Attack the aquatic woodpeckers. Just you get a underwater drilling
There's
hole.
suddenly a hole in your boat.
I love it.
It's just that moment of fuck me. This is going. I hate it.
A little bit too.
People start putting like sheet metal down at the bottom of the boat.
But
It's
makes
just
it
giving me
too
the
heavy.
weirdest deja vu, and I'm not sure why.
I did once make.
Oh yes, this is something you've actually kind of done, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a. I think it's actually like a 3.5 D&D creature. That's
Right.
designed.
I thought you made it up.
I might have made it up. It might have been. It was a long time ago. Basically, they were just fish that would attack boats and drill into the side. So
It's the sheet metal that's made me remember it, because holding it up to stop things coming through, and it went really badly. And
Yeah. It's just like
Good
you,
times, good times.
was this you DMing or was this a character doing something?
This is me DMing.
I see. Yeah, I'd be disappointed with everyone too.
They
just attacked my boat and I wasn't aware of it.
basically they just like fish that were that sank large boats, and then sharks would be there to eat any survivors, and the fish would like get the leftovers.
Compatible existence. Yeah,
Yes.
It's very good. They learned to prey on human beings.
Yeah. Well, they preyed on anything really. That these things were like little bullets, so they just slammed into stuff to injure it, and sharks would rip it apart.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And so we're done with Horatio. I guess I don't take his liquor since you're being difficult about it.
I'm just pointing the difficulty in it.
Well, there's no difficulty in any of the things you said. Just inconvenience. But yeah. Yeah, I guess we leave and we part ways and do all our rituals and stuff, and
Yep.
all it's up to you now.
Excuse me just a second, I'll be back. Please feel free to carry on.
Okie doke. So, just wanted to check before everyone went and did stuff. Was there anything anyone wanted to do before everyone went off and did their rituals?
I think I only had like 2 to 3 hours at best, so unlikely. I did want to check out the place where I was dug up. That's something I wanted to do.
That would be a while away, yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that, between the baby god and the pregnant man, and that was just one thing. Just not have time for it.
I think Quint will be going around prepping for raising the city up.
Yeah, we have to set up a lot of things first. I don't think we're even aware we're doing it. Where we're like, oh, we're gonna make it fly, but we're personally unaware. Probably the idea feels like it's there, but doesn't have any thought to it.
I feel like if anyone's going to have that strong feeling, it would be Quentin, who is just like, I want to make the city fly, and everyone else is just like, I feel like I should protect this somehow. And
Quentin's make the city fly.
Quentin's just holding on to the thing, just.
Make the city fly.
Yeah, just moving around the outer rim of the city, surveying and putting something down and down in the ground and something.
We can fly, just know it. This is how we'll fly.
Yeah.
We just need something we need.
If we put the thing here and then over here. And
there's something just missing.
Something's missing. We should sacrifice. I mean, no.
So
Blood.
I already did the sacrificing. And you think about the shard.
Yeah.
Blood,
Yeah.
blood, gallons of the stuff. Give me all that you can drink.
I love that
never
song.
be enough.
It's a good song.
This brought to you
Where's
by fucking My Chemical Romance.
Oh, My Chemical Romance. There it goes. They're all the same damn thing sometimes.
This brought to you by My Edgy Years.
Oh, did Hog tell you about my Godbound idea for a character? If Sade ever goes down?
I refuse.
Because she's going to be super hot combat heavy, but doesn't mean that you can survive every encounter. So, if Sade is, I don't know, destroyed or something, I was having the idea that maybe she reforms back, but not as Sade anymore, but an entirely different character. And I'm going to call them the Lord of Edge. They'll have fear and sword. You can already picture it, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah, Lord of Edge.
No.
So, fear and murder.
Anyway, was there anything you wanted to do, Prof, before we moved on to your...
This is during the period where we were off doing our own stuff, is it?
Yeah, just before that. So is there anything you wanted to do?
Oh, no.
Okay,
no.
So we shall move on to the period where you all had your own little personal ventures. You all...
You know the funny thing is, that is literally apotheosis. You know what that means? Other than the theological version, apotheosis is when you become the best version of yourself.
So yeah, it's you've all had the wonderful experience.
Great. We got drunk, we went naked, we went drinking, we built a lot of shit, and we ate until we passed out. Or trained.
You had a time of it.
I know what happened was that we had a big emotional moment. We reforged my sword, and a bunch of people were there. All of a sudden, we all agreed to be awesome together, and then we went to go drink.
I made Dr. Easy walk to the swamp.
I know. I watched.
Oh, you did.
I watch all of them. Yes, twice I think. The funny thing is about that one is that he was so upset about the water in his shoes.
Yeah. Buddy
Oh,
baby.
man. Yeah, he realized how much he can't function outside of society.
Frankly, he's lucky I let him keep his shoes.
Yeah, really. It's like you were so
He's a
upset.
part of the swamp now.
You throw him into the peat envelops him because it just does that. And then he's part of the peat and he's dug up in 100 years. Oh, he smells so good.
Dear.
But,
So.
Yeah, 112 people, because all the other people that were there technically go out and get drunk in one bar at a time. Because, early morning drinking.
So yes, you generally, like, after you've done this and come back, and it's the early morning, so you do start getting a couple of visitors while Kara is away with Dr. Easy. One of them is actually Don Switch himself. He is going over. Like, he basically presents you with an extensive list of like accusations, like these are from my men. Everything that they've had done against them.
You and Kara's not here, so who are you talking to?
So I think the first bit didn't catch that. So
you keep saying you, and Kara's not here.
So you and Quentin, because I'm guessing you're back at the watch house.
Yeah, probably watching him cook and
Yeah.
then yelling egg at him. The rest of
The morning chant.
Yes, one chant. It's a what is it called? The dust-tailed tradition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds cool.
So yes, eggs. So yeah, he is shown up, and he's certainly getting some funny looks from some of the watchmen around, since he's known as, leader of one of the gangs. Now he's shown up, and but yeah, no. So he's presenting like a list. You can actually see that some of it was the list that from yesterday that he was going over.
Genuinely too busy pounding my fist and yelling eggs to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I'm betting Quentin's cooking, so it's likely that Wolfgang's looking at it.
I mean, yeah, most likely.
Eggs.
Well, Wolfgang's probably not actually. Wolfgang's dealing with a few of the issues of becoming, one of the new commanders of like the Watch. So it's actually probably it's probably Elena herself who's going to the list, while telling telling Don Switch, like, don't worry about it, just walk away. And
Eggs.
So over time, a couple of hours, over the general day, people are moving in. Some presenting you with like written accounts. Some just coming to talk, basically, as if you're asking for evidence. Invited this big rant.
Eventually, when I realized that more and more people are coming, I'll set up like a little, like that Daisy's lemonade stand, but it's 5 cents for psychiatry kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'll set that up in front of it and like, hey, list complaints and grievances against the church here. But it'll be like a big sign, like a big, what are they called? Signatures? Back when you didn't put words, just a symbol.
Yeah, but couldn't you just use the front of the newly built guardhouse?
Person at the door.
Yeah.
I cannot.
There is like a ground level where it's just like, yeah, we will take what you have to say and we will put it into the system effectively.
I love it. Yeah, I'll do that because I am inexhaustible and unstoppable.
Okay,
Charismatic for some reason.
Daisy drops what appears to be a small binder onto your desk.
You just have to work for me already. Thank you.
And she's like, asked around the hospital, and they had quite a few grievances, especially after everything. He even asked the mental patients, the regular patients, and anyone that would come near, to be honest.
I flipped through the entire book like really fast. I was like, wow, there's a lot of people in here. This one's just 2 pages of some guy complaining over and over about taxes.
Aye, and that's our accountant.
That makes sense. Oh, thank you, Daisy. By the way, you're going to be needing representatives from each group. Do you think you would like to take the opportunity to voice some of these grievances so that you collect them?
She takes a deep breath and is like, I will ask if anyone else would like to take my place on it. And if there's no one wanting to, then might be willing. But, you know, can't monopolise you all to myself, now can I?
You could if you want. You're a good friend.
Yeah, that I'm just looking out for you.
That's all a good friend does. Can you actually do me a favor? I can't get away from this literal spot. I take out like a letter and hand it to her. Can you send this to, hang on, Sebastian? I think his name was the butler. It's just a question for him. Like, does he think he can gather the
Jeremiah?
Yeah, Jeremiah. Does he think he can gather things on her, Benny Foreman's behalf, like all the complaints from the nobles? Anyway, that's what the letter says.
Yeah.
And I'm just handing. You could send someone. It's not a big deal. I just I can't get away from this spot, and I haven't seen any nobles, so this would help that.
She does kind of give a little frown at the concept of nobles, but she does like nod and like, I can pop around that direction, see if there's anything that you can do. But they're probably all making their own list. But yeah, I'll send it for you.
Dictated, but not right. Thank you very much. We should talk after the trial.
If you want.
Of course. Be safe
Are
out
you
there.
trying to poach her out from under us?
No. Kind of, but no.
I swear.
I knew I should have done it myself on the sly.
Yeah, almost all of you have gone. I almost took Daisy.
No weapons, fist fighting, bare knuckle boxing. We'll all fight over her, okay? It'll be fine. Trust me, you totally have a chance against me.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, we'll have a great chance when you're blind.
It wouldn't matter. I can still kick your ass.
Oh, dear.
This is a great start to our united political front.
Out of character?
Yeah. Just
In character, right, great.
We're fighting over the Glaswegian nurse.
who every time you mentioned, oh, we're gonna make you powerful, Daisy's gone, no.
Well, yeah, she has done that, and we
That
said
makes
it.
her so good for the job.
No,
No
right,
one who wants power is corruptible. Who
right?
doesn't want power rather is corruptible.
She would be perfect for it, and that means we have to be bad people and take it from her.
And I know exactly what she'd say to this entire concept.
I know, right? I can't because I'm protection, so I literally can't do that.
But yeah,
Literally cannot force people to do that.
that's her picture, by the way. I couldn't find any art that wasn't like, 32.
That is somehow exactly what I imagined,
I
though.
just
That,
imagine like a
my
slightly
God.
redhead, though, just slightly beefier, like hands the size of
I-
Gravedigger Spades.
I couldn't find
yes.
one. I looked in the art, and there was like, I suppose if I look for like Nurse Ratchet or something like that.
Yeah, but that would be appropriate because Nurse Ratchet isn't great. She doesn't smile in a way that cares about people.
But yeah, so I mean, to be honest, that woman, I'm not going to say looks like Nurse Ratchet, but it is like this black hair, kind of face, and oh god, some of these pieces of art, like no.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
Gotcha now.
yeah, so it kind of comes and goes. You're getting a big collection of stuff. Elena Yeah, Elena kind of comes out after a little while because she realizes that no one's coming into the offices. They're just kind of staying outside and talking most of the time. So yeah, she's there and she's helping fill out some of the forms so it goes quicker. And
Nice.
but she does also occasionally pause and it's like that wasn't the church, David. You got drunk, kind of a moment, because she knows these people a lot better than you do. So
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a point. Before we get to the trial proper, we probably should have actual locals look over this stuff with us, just so we can, get rid of the
Guards or
obvious
what-
crackpottery.
Mm.
But the fun fact is that we're actually getting people that talk about it, so
Yeah.
they'll be more aware.
I am just imagining one going, they turned me into a bird, they did! And Elena just slowly swivels to look back towards where her brother resides. And then, there's one of the moments...
5,000 crowns! I deserve that money! How am I going to be paid?
Wait, someone's
no,
claiming
you
to be
burned-
turned into a bird?
You burned your own house down.
Yeah.
No way.
Somebody claiming to be turned into a bird, you'd laugh at him and say, "Ha! I turned you into a man."
Oh god.
Do you think it would destroy too much of our goodwill if we, threaten to charge people who lie about stuff with the crime they're lying about having been committed to them?
One, you're not there, and two, probably.
No, that's out of character. I'm just
Mm.
maybe not now for this trial, but going forward, just to stop, nonsense.
It'd be hard to discern who's lying.
Oh
how do you-
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Is-
Okay, sorry, I
there's
totally
the,
forgot.
burden of proof and all that. The onus.
I mean, you
of,
say that, but
it-
Quentin can literally do it.
Yeah, I just suddenly remembered he can literally tell when people are lying. So
Quentin
okay, never
can.
mind.
Quentin can, but what if we have our other people do it and they're not
Mm.
going to be as good? Unless Quentin makes them good, then I don't fucking. He can literally make people into lie detectors and have them roam around the streets, psychically checking people for disobedience. Can't wait for that.
And you're with
I
the
see
church.
no downsides in this whatsoever.
Ah, yes. Judge Dredd, repeatedly referenced again and again throughout character creation.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have never seen Judge Dredd. I don't know what it is. We're definitely not mutants systematically eating people, okay? We're not cannibals yet.
And, yeah.
Recycling the whole 500,000 years away from us. Though Mega City 1 would be fun to be in right now.
I mean,
Godbound.
another time, another Godbound game.
This is purely hypothetical, but if you turn people into birds, kill them, and eat them, is it cannibalism?
It's psychotic, is
Technically
what
not.
it is.
It is psychotic, but it's not. It's cannibalism. It's poultry. That's a dish.
At the very least, it's probably considered a bit rude.
Also that.
Do they remain birds? I thought they, if they were damaged enough, they pop back into people.
Oh God.
Oh, then you have to just kill them fast.
Oh dear.
Cut the head off. Like you would a chicken.
That doesn't mean they won't pop back into people. That might mean you get a chicken head and a person body.
What if you get a
Look,
person
if
head
you get
chicken
a person
body?
head and chicken body, yes!
Yeah.
There you go.
It depends what dies first. So get a sledgehammer and hit the head. After you chop the head off, hit the head with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, we could invent a weapon that could cut the head off of a bird and crush its head at the same time. Sorry, this is... Okay, so we get more confessions.
Yeah.
Oh right, the trial. Yeah.
Yeah. The trial, not your trial. That hasn't happened
Yes.
yet.
We will
And
never be judged. No man can judge us.
I'm sure they can and often do. Oh god. For some reason, this image I just saw seems very apt for you guys, and I'm gonna have to. Well, I can't even upload it, so this is just being sent to you on Godbound thingy, and no one else is going to be able to see this. But there.
What the fuck is this?
This is just you. This is you right now. Talking about chicken decapitations.
Okay, that's not fair.
We're gods. We can't sin. It's fine.
You can.
Don't you realize how power indicates ability to be punished? Gosh, it's fine.
Full of sin. Worm
It's
off the
wrong, just
string.
anyone can punish us for it.
Anyway, so yeah, around, I think it was
Say,
after, yeah, sorry.
sorry, I have to say this. Actually, I say its whole dilemma. How do you moderate yourself if you can't be punished for anything wrong that you do? That's why she was having that big crisis of, well, faith.
Easy. Make no mistakes. It's fine.
Anyway,
At least that's how therapy does it. So
Yeah.
that won't become a problem or anything.
At all.
Thank you.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Your ethical dilemmas can no doubt appear another time, another place, same bat channel. But yeah, so around, I think it's in the afternoon. Kara, will you return, or what will you do? Like,
She's returning to the city.
Okay.
Straight there, nowhere else. I have no idea if Beatrix is coming or not. I did say the trial is coming, and she should be there for that to represent the concerns of the farmers.
She was coming back, yeah, because
Okay.
so you see,
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Didn't she, like, 7 in the morning, she's getting back now, and she has journeying. What was she doing for 4 hours with Beatrix, I wonder?
weaving.
Anyway, continue.
Intense theology.
And weaving. That the weaving had to occur sometime.
She's very good with her hands.
Freudian weaving, or... Anyway.
No, not Freudian. No one's mother is involved.
Not about that. You know his theory of penis envy, right? Anyway.
No, it's
we're not even talking about that on recording.
it's a papoose.
Trial time.
It's a papoose, and Kara is carrying it.
Which clearly represents some kind of Electra complex. Let's move on.
Yes, embrace your papoose. So yes, how happy does Kara seem?
Does Kara ever seem happy?
Fairly happy? At least, well, this is the thing. It's not necessarily that she's unhappy. It's just that she's been very focused, and now she's perhaps, at the moment at least, a bit more relaxed, a bit more easy.
Holy crap, what does Kara look like when she's relaxed? I can't imagine her anything but completely ramrod stiff antlers on her head, staring at people with kind of like the disdain of mortality a lich would have.
Pretty much, yeah. But at the moment, it's not so much that. It's relaxed shoulders, just happy to be.
Bone Daddy.
Probably just taking in the breeze, taking in the sun.
Yeah, Bone Daddy laying in his throne rather than Deadly Lich.
Yeah.
At the very least, it involves a papoose in some manner.
Which he is holding something like a newborn.
Right, the actual thing full of seeds.
Yeah.
So, him holding a hog. I can't. I'm going to just read off the description of my
Yes.
weapon. I wanted to say something other than weapon, but it's just a weapon.
It's a weapon. It was shouty
So, it is a silver finished, so silver metal with gold edges. It's blunt with a bandaged metal around the where it was broken at. So around there. Then it's a flat top, so there it looks like a bandage, but from metal, made out of metal with silver and gold lining. It's entirely flawless except for a small thumbprint on the bottom of it. It's completely perfectly balanced, as in if you actually set it down, point down, it would stay rigidly upright. And then it occasionally is very heavy for basically anyone except when I'm holding it. I'm 5'3", holding a 6-foot-long sword in my hand, probably closer to 7 than 6, and I could swing it like it was a stick. It's also sheathed on my back unless I say otherwise. Which it has a gigantic sheath as well. Which is not very... it was made by a master artisan, but it's not very crazy intricate as the sword itself. So yeah, actually, if I remember correctly, the sword is 6 feet long from blade to hilt, and the hilt itself is another 1.5 feet, so it's like a 7.5 foot long reach. That's a big blood circle right there. It's like, do not come within this 8-foot radius or I'll kill you. And that still showed that.
Meanwhile, Kara's like, I have a papoose. And Quentin...
She is just good when we meet back up. She is just sort of tilting her head up. My goodness, that's very large.
Oh, what? Oh, the sword! Yes, yes it is.
And very impressive. How much of that was... And she points at the banded part. All that was in you?
Just the tip. Wait. Yeah, just the tip.
Keela just... right beside you.
So she'll give you a pat on the shoulder and a big smile and say, well, we'll be putting it right back where it came from soon enough. That I promise you.
It came from me. Oh!
No. Originally.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
We'll get it done.
You know, I had to think about it. I don't... This is kind of an awkward sentence, but I do not know if Sada's a virgin or not, because she was supposed to be married the day she died, and she was a farm girl. I don't know if she experimented at all, so that's a thought. Anyway.
The biggest question you have to ask is, if you died a virgin, are you...
Bloody Freudian, my god.
Now, the thing that...
keeps going, I don't know how.
Now, here's the thing. The biggest question you have to ask is, if you died a virgin, are you still one now?
I somehow thought that sentence was going to end. If you die a virgin, does that make you one in real life?
No.
Wait, what?
No.
I don't.
I don't know where yours came from.
It almost made sense, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Until you think about it, you know.
That's kind of what happened in my head. It's like, yeah, okay, wait, hang on, what?
Mine was just a really horrible idea, but
Anyway, something to consider later. After she seduces all the boys, I guess. Because that is something she's after.
But I'm glad that you made it so you don't smell anymore.
Fuck you.
I see. This is stage 1 of your great seduction master plan.
I was literally going to take the word desire. Not kidding. It was a plan, yes. But then I was like, Anyway, so we're all together, and Quentin is probably tuning us out yet again.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
I will say, Quentin,
Yeah,
Quentin, have you showed them what you got?
I technically didn't get anything.
Technically.
True, you did.
The way you say that makes me think you got something terrible.
You know, I mean, technically me, yes. Technically you. Those flowers, those seeds can fuck a world up. You could destroy the world with those seeds. Then.
Oh right, yeah, I got that. Oh, you're talking about the mini Quentin.
Yes, mini Quentin.
Yes.
That's what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
Talking of penis allegories.
I don't know how that keeps happening. When you said, that's really big thing you have, I was like, my brain was like, what? And then the sword. I actually was kind of sticking out of character for a second.
What a mighty thing you're wielding.
I was like, and then I had to say just the tip because this is factually correct.
Yes,
We're going to have to push Freud back into the coffin now.
Oh, right. It's he won't stay dead.
Yeah. I honestly forgot all about having the mini Quentin.
Yeah. Are you going to show the girls your mini Quentin?
Oh, that was deliberate.
Of course it fucking is!
Anyway,
no, I won't.
Okay. The mini Quentin is just between you
remember.
and your little sister.
Yes.
Okay, then. I would shock her, what?
Huh?
It was shocker. Anyway, so... I don't remember that part at all. I watched every video. What the hell?
I've made a black hole in your memory.
It really did. I can't remember, and I have perfect recall, meaning I can remember everything that ever happened to me. And I don't remember that.
However, I regret not listening, not watching these before. Which is the worst option.
Anyway, so yeah, so is it the day of the trial, or are we still organizing things? Because I know we have to build the trial area too. Then we gotta go talk to what's his name, get all the prisoners together, he actually does get a chance to speak. So what's going to happen? I'm going to lay out the order of operations. We gather everyone together. We announce the time. We make a big, signal like a bell or yell really loud because I can do that now. Actually, I might do that. I could yell stupidly loud.
I could also just talk to everybody in the city.
Yeah, I mean, both would be good options. Just overwhelm them with knowledge. Anyway, we can bring we have to talk to Buckler first and give him understanding of what his trial is going to be like. So it's like a regular prisoner. You let them know that way they're not fucking surprised.
I mean, we have told him time and time again.
Yeah, but he doesn't know it's about to happen. Well, he probably is expecting it at this point. True, fair. Okay. Anyway, we gotta get their other prisoners. We tell them what they're looking at. What a lawyer would do. Like, hey, this is what you might get if you get this. What we might decide on doing to you, rather. And I believe there was 7 other people we captured, right?
I believe so. Yep.
Something along those lines, I think.
I think seven other unconscious people from the fight, but there were others who were captured from the church burning.
Oh yeah, +1 from the countryside.
Yeah, we got a slew of people.
Let's just give a static number. How many are there, Hog?
Let's call it 25.
37. 100.
22.
I mean, all the people from the fight, all the people from the burning church, the guy out in the countryside.
I mean, some are bound to have gotten away as well.
Yeah.
Very unlikely, because we would immediately know about her. Well, would we?
You knew some were running away.
Oh, you mean during the revolution?
During the whole, during that particular afternoon.
Because I don't think anyone's getting out of Quentin's super...
Oh no, none of our prisoners. Yes, I meant during the glorious uprising.
There were some people whom we didn't capture.
Mm-hmm.
Around the monarchy.
There was particularly one who ran away in the fight, made it all the way outside, and you saw in the hospital running away. So he saw you guys in action.
He must... Oh, right! Oh, wait. That means he failed the morale check against me. Ooh. I can find out where he is. I really wish I had 2 Godbound points right now. I still have 1 floating around. I still have a point floating around if I need to take anything immediately,
Does it count?
Yeah, I still do.
Does it count as failing against you if he failed against Kara more? Because Kara was...
the mud failure.
Yeah.
Did he have a -2 from my morale ability? Then yes, it would be. Otherwise, no, he didn't fail against me.
Okie doke.
But yeah, I might check on that before the trial. In fact, are we doing the trial today? Because it's afternoon? It should probably take most of the day.
Yeah.
Unless we're really quick about
It might be an idea to get stuff together, and I believe Kara did also mention that they wanted to speak with the...
but I can't remember what I wanted to say, so I'm desperately checking my notes. So please, carry on.
So what we should do, first off, describe the order of operations out of character. We have basically 5 different groups. We have the people, which I hope will be represented by... Shit, I can't remember his name. The guy with the apple cart. I want to say Jim. That's totally wrong. Jim. Yes, we want Jim to represent the common man, the every guy, because everyone knows him. Everyone will agree with what he says, or they won't, but no one cares what they think. Then we have the nobles, who will probably be represented by Benny Foreman. The medical professionals, which took a big part of this. They allowed this to happen to some degree, or at least some of them did. So they get to say their piece, which will probably be represented by Daisy if she wants to. Then we have the dock sides, the people that were mostly oppressed. They get a representation. And then we finally get, our opinion on the whole matter. But before all that, we have the actual people speak, the people being accused. They get to say, you're being accused of so-and-so, what do you say? And then they get their opportunity to say whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, well, not plea. They're
when we allow that, I believe the plan, and it may have changed, do correct me if I'm wrong, the idea is we're trying Buckler separately, and then we'll try the rest of them as a group. Was that the plan?
I think
Yeah.
that was and yeah, it was sort of like a tiered thing because there's so many people.
Hmm. Is that still the
And, like,
plan?
yeah, Buckler is going to be the representative guy of them, but he's also going to be separate. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
Buckler's the main show, all the others the sideshow.
Yeah, they're getting lesser punishments for not being as much of a fuckwit, and he's getting the biggest punishment because he's obviously a fuckwit. Even the other guys in the Blood Army or whatever hate him. They hate him. He sucks even amongst the people that suck. So yeah, he gets the biggest punishment.
I would like to leave you to talk this over a little bit. I need to pop away for a brief second.
Okay.
So we know the order of operations. That's what's going to happen. They speak, then we make everyone else speak, then we give our opinion, and then we ask the crowd, are they guilty? And they will respond with yes or no. I assume we're just scream and throw a bunch of fruit at the guy. What will happen after that is we will take a minute to talk about it. I will say we're going to decide the punishment now, and we're going to step away and like check our watches. Like, okay, how do we do this? It's like shit. We got like an hour, but it's only gonna take like 40 seconds, so we gotta sit here and wait.
I swear this isn't just me trying to find a use for a power I picked up. Genuinely, I think whatever we end up officially accusing him of, that is something I can literally brand on his forehead, which might be good for like legitimacy.
What we should do if we are to execute him, which is something I don't think Tay would like, because she's a protection goddess, as much as war and sword and fear and all that shit. Protection's about not doing anything for yourself, but helping other people, and they don't like hurting others, actually, much, unless people they are allied with. So execution's kind of like off the table for her specifically, but she, again, if we have to put it to a vote, she will not get upset about it. What I was thinking...
That is the thing. Again, Kara, me, the player, I could go either way. Kara's hoping for blood.
Kara's like, can we chop his head off after ripping his heart out and then drink the brains in a soup and offer it to the people as part of nourishment from his body? Yeah, well, exactly. That's a little too much. I think it's like, can we just make him a bird and cut his head off and smash it?
Hey, you're the one that came up with that device, not me.
Hey, I thought it was a great idea. You don't like it?
No.
Aw, sorry.
But anyway, I mean, you could look at the execution of this man as the protection of the people.
Yeah, he usually does. There's just like a line. She wants to create a line saying, "I don't cross this line."
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't even shown the slightest bit of remorse, and for any kind of.
He tried to commit suicide, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is that she knows that eventually there's going to be a point where context isn't appropriate, because there's so many things that are just supernatural about it. So at some point, is killing a god baby parasite to destroy all the world wrong? Yes. On some level, right? Is it? It's hard to tell. You never gave it a chance, really, but at that point, does morality even apply? This is survival, and it's like, for her, she needs to like make a line in the sand saying, I'm not going to cross this under any circumstances. That way she doesn't like feel like she's lost herself at all and goes fucking insane. But yeah, she could be easily convinced to execute him. If we were to execute him, the other prisoners, I think the sin marking thing would be, regardless of what happens, sin on their forehead. They get a big old brand on their forehead saying, I'm a bad guy. And we just probably let him go after that, honestly.
I mean, the more important thing of that is that it does, I believe, I'll have to double check the wording. I haven't got the book in front of me right this second, but I believe it does either prevent or cause them great harm if they do go on and commit the same crimes again, which I think is the more important bit.
So basically, not only does everyone know, but if they try it again, they are hurt or killed, huh?
Yeah, and that is entirely their choice. They're not forced into anything. It's couched in terms very much of active choice.
This is
Sade has a similar thing for her cult, where you mark who you killed on your body, saying that there's nothing to fear when it comes to mortally wounding someone, that is protecting yourself and others. So I think we just mark them with sins and then just let them go. They could report back to their general or whatever, but it's not going to help them any.
So you mean stain of the sin, right?
That's the one. That's the one.
Here's the
Hello.
one. Hello. Here's the one thing. Commit effort for the scene. Target a visible creature.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can only do. This is why I was thinking for Buckler, but I don't know. Could we like pick a representative or one or two representatives for the group of other prisoners, and I can mark them,
You can just always.
or just spend the next month or so going through it per person by person. I don't mind.
You would have 5 effort per scene, so every now and then you'd probably do it over the course of a day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do it.
It wouldn't take forever. It just if I were to GM this, I would say you lose all effort for the day. You just use it all, marking them down
Consistently.
Say you, Mikey Hog.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me.
I'm happy to do it. I'll go out of commission for a day to do that then. Assuming this all works out in a way we think it will, which is not a guarantee.
Yeah.
Hog on the hands of the reins. Did you guys hear about his they had a chase scene in another game last Tuesday,
yes,
and it was
I think I've heard of this one. Yeah,
it's so crazy. It sounded so much fun, and there was a moment where I think the barbarian was riding the druid. That was awesome.
Because I gave them a cart to follow. I gave them a cart to follow the main one. I was like, yeah, they can all get in the cart, and then the druid turned into a horse. And I was like, fuck, yeah, they can do that. But yeah,
yeah. So 5 groups: nobles, medical profession, dock workers, the common man, and I think what was the last one I said? We probably should include the guard in this as well. They should have a representative and be allowed to voice grievances because they were kind of hurt a lot too by the entire church, just in general. They probably dealt with it the worst, honestly. And they said nothing. They just put up with it because they had to, because that was the right thing to do. So they should also get a voice. What was the final? I can't remember. Nobles, stockworkers, common man, medical professionals. I swear there was another one. And then we give our opinion.
Oh yeah,
they're not in our own opinion.
Farmers.
Farmers, and then we give our opinion on the matter, and then we say, then we're going to deliberate on what the punishment will be, and then since we already decided, we're just going to talk over it for 40 seconds, and then just sit on our hands for an hour, and then come back to make it appear that we actually thought about it. But we did. We just didn't want to make people think we decided beforehand.
Yeah, that might look a little bad.
Yeah. We could actually do that. We instead of saying we're going to deliberate, okay, we'll just deliver the punishment at the moment. That would be very powerful. It would just be kind of intimidating to the common person. Because like we will now decide, and we look at each other and like silently deciding, and then we have decided. Like,
so what exactly is the punishment for Buckler?
Honestly, do you guys want to execute him? Let's just sit down. Do we execute Buckler?
I mean, like I say, Kara's very much out for blood. I, as a player, can happily go either way. What do you guys think?
Said would not rather kill him. I want to see her drop that sword of execution right on his head. So, Quentin, you're kind of the decider here.
I mean, I don't mind executing him, but I also do like the idea of like exiling him as a non-human.
The bird thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine with me. It's if we do, the only thing is, if we do end up exiling him, I am worried he's just gonna go back to his awful god / boss, and that it'll be undone.
Yeah, and then he'll be back to fuck with us, or he'll just be murdered for his incompetence. Who knows? But
then here's my question: would I be aware, because it says the transformation remains until I release them or the ability is dispelled? So I'm assuming I will get a notification that says, "Hey, it has stopped working."
I'd like to propose that bird prison is back on the table.
Oh, keep him in like a small bird cage.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that idea where we keep them like hung up around the edges of the flying city. Like, this is your punishment. You get meals and break times and court time, and that it.
So basically crucifixion, but not really.
Kind of. Then we eventually let them out after a certain amount of time. I do like the exiling thing as well. So what could happen is, like, you get a certain amount of time to atone for what you've done. You work for the city, and you're kept in this a gigantic birdcage, preferably, rather than individual ones. Something you definitely can't escape from, no matter how much.
We will make him into a penguin.
Yeah, and then we just turn him into a bird and let it go. Whatever his problem after that is his problem. But I do suggest we do let all the others go regardless of that, and we just mark them down as like sinners, obvious sinners. But him, he gets special treatment.
Yeah,
because he's
I'm
an
fine with that. I'm fine with treating the others with kid gloves. It's just Buckler in particular.
So we'll give him
I
some time to amend, and if it doesn't work, he'll either be exiled or executed, because he will then have like a secondary trial to see if he had contemplated on his choices.
Sure, we'll have a private discussion with him
Yes.
then, probably, or something. We'll do something for just him, something special for his fucking weirdo-ness. You know what? This is why you don't be a jerk to people. They might kill you. So yeah, that's the idea for the trial. The problem we have here is that it's going to be very open air, so people might constantly interrupt people. So we need something to make a loud noise to get our attention.
You?
Yes, I forgot. I can scream like a motherfucker. Goddamn. I can yell so loud, people are like, will flinch and die.
There's kind of a reason that you make a great public face.
Because I'm so tiny and I have so much power.
I suggest
Do not underestimate the whole book cover thing.
I suggest you point that the yelling up slightly.
Actually, it stipulates that it only hurts people I want to hurt. So they can hear it as loud as possible and won't hurt them. It will blow out their damn eardrums if I yell out loud enough.
I should blow out a few if they're going to be rude, you know. No reason for that.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so the idea, the aesthetic is big coliseum. We hold it over the burnt out church. We level the area. We build it. We make a raised platform for us to not sit on, but stand on, because we don't need to rest. And we judge them the entire arms crossed, just waiting, checking our watches every now and then. How long is this going to take? And then what I was thinking is that we take the shard, or one of us takes the shard, and we just kind of like this is who you killed, and then we're returning it to the earth, kind of thing. The fucking thing just starts flying when whoever has it slams it into the ground. Does that make sense to people?
It sounds fine to me. Is Hog going to allow that?
That's what we were planning on, at least. We're going to use
Oh,
the
good.
shard.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Excellent.
We already did dedicate the Dominion. It's just not done yet, you know?
We basically just
We're
need
supposed to use
to.
the shard to make it what?
Basically, just need to do the finishing touches.
Yeah.
Yep, we just need to do the trial.
Just
And
need-
at that very moment, we will prove as hard as fuck how powerful we are.
yeah.
But the only thing that... Will it go well? Probably not. Anyway, there you go.
The only thing I'd like to say in that case is, because I confess I'd kind of forgotten most of the details of that. Can I have also told this to the farmers when I went out there, just so they know?
Let's say that it was one of the many things you spoke about with Beatrix.
Good. Okay. Cool.
I do believe that quite a few sessions back, I also did a PSA announcement to all the people.
Yes.
Yes.
However, that doesn't reach the people outside of the city.
Yeah.
I mean, are they
So, well,
considered to be part of Freeport?
We did discuss this before because it's city based. The moment they go into rural areas, your powers negate, because you couldn't hear or talk to Kara before when she was.
Oh yeah,
out
yeah,
of-
that does sound familiar.
Yeah.
By the way, I can still yell loud enough for them to hear me from, I think, any point I can see. But what I wanted to say was that I forgot. Sorry, my brain does that sometimes. Brain damage and all.
Literally, that's what all of us have been doing the last 30 minutes.
We will, instead of just like telling everyone the time, we'll tell them in the morning when the sun rises, we will start the trial. So we have the entire night to figure it out. And there we go. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go yell at Buckler and slap him around a whole bunch and laugh, you little bitch.
Tempting as that might be, maybe we shouldn't.
We can heal him.
Oh yeah, we can.
Yeah, I can heal him. You can make him forcefully be healed. It's fine. Just beat the crap out of him for an hour because it's fun. Because I hate him. Also, whatever happened to the shield? It got broken, right?
The large shield, the one that was hovering in the thing, that got broken.
No, the one he was using.
Yeah. Where is it?
I don't know.
No one kept track of this shit.
Oh
No,
dear.
we put everything in the treasury like we told you. It's just that we haven't checked any of it yet because it's been like a day. Anyway, we should look into
A
that
day
shield.
/ a month.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
look.
right.
You should look into it.
Yeah, we're gonna go check on all the stuff. Make sure everything is prepared. Everything is aware, really.
Everything is accounted for.
Yeah, I'll go check on the shield. Kara can check on Buckler to make sure he's still there. And then,
I'm going to eat a guard if he's not still there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if he can get out in 24 hours to be shackled to the wall and having his tongue bit off and then just like being dehydrated and starved the entire time, we need to rethink his punishment.
And having guards stationed outside.
And Quentin needs to go check on fat old dude that's pregnant. And then we'll yell. I'll yell, rather. Does that work for you, Hog?
Yeah. I mean, why are you checking up on fat and pregnant dude?
Because we told the daughters that Quentin was going to come by at random, so we might as well prove it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll do it after I quickly throw together the trial platform.
There we go. See? It all worked out.
We should just go over to the burnt down church, clap my hands, and then walk away.
What is in the treasury, other than treasure?
So, there's a big pile of money. I mean, this isn't the armory, is it? Because you made an armory special for...
There's literally a room in the asylum that is... No one can go near without being utterly terrified unless they are told to go near it or...
Oh, they...
Like, literally told to go near it. Inside of it is every single...
No, they did actually... They carried it out of there. That was just, like, the momentary place... Because that's the momentary place that they were putting it. Like...
Where do they carry it? They never told us.
That's in the watch house.
Yeah, everything got transported to the watch house.
Okay, so the shield should be in there then, along with whatever dagger he was.
Okay. So you're looking for them?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for all that stuff. Make sure everything's accounted for. Make sure the money's correct.
Okay, the shield and the dagger are missing.
Check with one of the check with Wolfram if he has the accounting papers.
Wolfgang, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna check with them. Yeah, see if it was ever logged. Hey, Wolfgang, shield, dagger, where are they?
There's a little bit of a pause, like, shield and dagger, they got taken out to be delivered to you guys.
By who?
And he flicks through and says here, someone called Gretchen.
Oh God! Say out loud, like, holy shit! How did she do that? I say out loud. Where is she right now? How did she do that? What is she doing?
God, are you the one who saw her?
This is Wolfram.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm literally the only one there, just yelling out loud. You're like, oh my God, I'm panicking bad. Like, because I fear what I want to, and I'm terrified of Gretchen. Like, hey, Quentin.
Yes.
So you know where Gretchen is?
I don't believe I do.
Nope.
Nope.
Even with all my godly powers.
She's nowhere near the city, certainly.
Wolfgang. I need you. If another Gretchen comes up to you and talks to you, you need to alert the rest of the guards. If any Gretchen of any kind comes and talks to you for any reason, let us know immediately. Understood? It is a matter of dire importance.
Could I eavesdrop? I can eavesdrop in on any person within any city, provided I've met them.
Yeah.
So the question is now: is she in any city?
Yes.
Can I try and eavesdrop in on her and/or speak to her?
Yes.
Is she a worthy foe? Because if she is, she gets a save to try and resist me listening in on what she's saying.
I will say you feel no resistance.
My.
And that isn't an answer. Well,
yeah. Thank you.
What do I hear?
There's a faint dripping sound. It's like
Chain screaming.
not screaming, not chains, but dripping as if they're somewhere damp, ill, cared for.
And nothing else.
Occasionally there's shifting sounds of people, someone moving their feet or, clothes rubbing against one another.
The feet. Is it the sound of feet on wood or feet on stone or what?
Grass or...
Yeah, how does it sound? Yeah.
Stone.
So she's in a damp place with stone floors.
Is getting stuck in dungeons just this woman's fetish or something?
So I'm going to tell Wolfgang that if another Gretchen, let all the guard know, if another Gretchen comes up to you and asks you for anything, and you know that her name is Gretchen, she tells you or anything, you alert us immediately. This is a matter of dire importance.
I need you... So here's the thing. Quentin, you start getting a headache?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's something that's kind of fizzling at your edge of your mind right now. Do me like a... what's the intelligence saving throw? That one. The
spirit one.
Spirit, yeah.
Okay. And do I have any modifiers?
Oh,
No.
see what's happening. Yeah, I have voice of command. Soldiers have to do what I say, and it's overriding your command, isn't it?
No, because there's another set of sounds coming in from Gretchen, but it's not Gretchen.
Oh no!
But it's Gretchen. But it's not Gretchen. But it's Gretchen. But it's not Gretchen. But it's Gretchen. And it's echoing inside your head.
Okay, the feedback loop, guys.
Yeah, and it's...
She's listening to him, and you're listening to her. Oh my god!
You can make out ever so slightly the sounds of, "Are you okay? K, getting louder and louder as this feedback loop hits.
Jesus Christ. Whose idea was this?
That is concerning. That means that you're listening to either two of them or something worse.
Yeah.
And you...
Her, but not her. I'm hoping she's, like, not pregnant.
Do you
Or is there, like, a mirror entity of her that's...
Or something even... Because, the only thing I could think of that could possibly do this in the core rulebook is the fate word, which is, God. We will never catch her. Ever. She doesn't exist.
It feels like your head's about to split open. Do you want to cut the connection?
I will try and ask her to... we'll tell her that I will be listening in later, and that we need the shield and dagger back before I cut the connection.
Probably have to yell that, to be honest, because it's like that moment where you're hearing something so loud, you just yell unconsciously.
Yeah. Okay, so you just yell that, and there's a lot of people who go quiet and just look at you.
Yes.
Okay.
Like trying to yell over speakers that are really loud right next to you. Sounds like that, but silent room.
Yeah. It echoes quite a distance. Kara can hear this even if she wasn't in on the conversation.
She's in a different place.
Yeah.
This underground talking to what's his nuts?
Yes, where are you at the moment, Kara?
Probably just heading straight for Buckler.
Okay. So
I'll get Beatrix settled first, actually.
Oh my.
Beatrix is settled, all right. She, she's not a stranger to the city. She has to sell her stuff here, but there's just a small moment though where, you hear frankly, does she have? Don't question it.
Kara will sort of listen for a moment, see if anything else is forthcoming, then shake her head and carry on.
Okay then. So you're going to Buckler. What are you doing, Foxo? Sade?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just yelling at Wolfgang to be on guard for Gretchen, and then I guess I'm going to go meet Kara, whatever she's doing, and hopefully that Quentin's not being attacked by a parasite. God, baby. He'll tell us if he is.
Yeah, you can speak in there. So
So he's fine.
Give me a brief second. This room is getting unbearably hot, and I need to stick my fan on.
Yeah, the rain is gone, and
We don't have to roleplay that part. Gretchen part, important. Buckler, who gives a shit? He's probably just gonna rave and rant.
yeah.
Unless something happened with him, then we need to know. And the pregnant guy is still pregnant and laying there and dying. Doesn't change much.
Have you informed us of strange Gretchenness?
No, not yet. I will probably do it when we meet back up.
Okay.
Be
Alright.
like,
So after we slap Buckler around and insult him a whole bunch, and then terrify him with our literally godly terror, and we all find out that guy is still pregnant and the girls are still weird. I guess we yell that the trial is going to be in exactly at sunrise. We build the trial stadium. We gather all the prisoners, and we get Buckler in front of everyone.
Yeah.
What do we do? How do we tie him? Like, how do we restrain him rather?
Arms
Shibaru.
and legs shackled, gag until it's time to talk.
I was thinking that maybe like he's on a like a prisoner pole where he's like tied to the pole.
Tie him to a stick.
Literally, that's a prisoner pole where you wrap their hands around the pole and you bind them, and then you wrap usually their neck or their forehead to the pole as well, so they can't move. If you wrap their legs, they will be in unbelievable pain though.
if you wanted to, we could have a small holding cell at the trial podium.
We want to be able to throw fruit at him because we're going to give people fruit to throw at them.
Oh yeah, I mean it could just be a cell with all bars all around.
Outside the oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. And outside the stadium, basically, is a literally a stand for fresh rotten fruit and pamphlets of the proceedings.
What I was planning to do about that, in fact, is when it's pending, I'll just fill 2 boxes of seeds and commit some effort for the day to just make them immediately blossom into incredibly overripe things.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's like splat when it hits you.
There's just a moment where, apples, tomatoes, like a banana whips out of nowhere, and then a fucking pumpkin just BAM off his feet.
I love it. I love that. That's a great idea. So,
yeah,
we're just standing on the podium as the whole thing fills up.
So can I just say that you guys are like five bad experiences away from the Roman Colosseums right now.
We're gonna tear it down. Don't worry. It's gonna be a church later. Jeez.
We will build a Colosseum, don't worry.
Do that for me.
We will build one, and they will transform people into birds, and they will have bird fights.
I think it's perfectly reasonable to let people work their differences out with trial by combat.
I don't really think that's a great idea. Even a modern society could probably use some of that if it's not lethal.
Yeah, for real.
Like, so many people are so angry. It's not that they've done anything wrong. It's that they're more angry than they feel like law needs to be involved.
Yeah, it's a great way to work out their frustrations, and then they can actually talk about it. Problem solved.
Reinstate the dueling laws.
Yeah, that was actually a crazy thing. I looked into dueling laws in Britain recently. That's for real, I did. And apparently, no one ever fought anyone for anyone else's honor, but a lot of people were killed because they were accused of being murderers. Not really murderers, just accused of it through duels. And the last duel anyway, I'm getting off track. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll stand there. I think. This morning, Quentin will be in his just guard uniform, Kara will be Kara, and I'll just stick my sword down, and we'll wait for people to show up.
Yeah, we'll have some guards posted around as well.
Most. This is gonna be sick.
I'm also assuming Buckler is still actually there.
Yes. Did you want to ask Buckler anything?
No, I genuinely can't remember what I was going to ask, so I just wanted to quickly check he was still there.
Sage,
Can we ask him why Gretchen would like his dagger and shield?
Like, what does he know about Gretchen?
Oh yeah, that's something to ask. Okay.
He was the only one that really know. He tortured her.
Who?
So we'll lean in, punch him in the chest, and tell him what does he know about Gretchen.
He just
responds. Punch him.
Yeah, he just responds with who?
Okay, that explains a lot.
Great.
Okay,
I like this. Yes, the weird god fetus over there. There's the horrible looming god in the corner of the map, but Gretchen puts the willies up us.
Okay, there's a thing about the devil you know and the devil you don't.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you say she was sacrificed twice or something?
Yeah, basically. Well, she was tortured twice, as far as I know. It happened twice, is all she said.
Ouch.
The fun part about it is that we know the Blood Iron General wants to kill us, and we'll have to deal with that. We don't know what the Gretchen's deal is, and she's inside of our base, and that's kind of scary, because where is she? What is she doing? Why is she weird?
She's in
Why
a
is someone
city
after
somewhere.
her? Why does she take a god-killing weapon and the god shield? What the fuck is going on with that girl? Who is she?
Well, I mean, at the very least, we did help her, so hopefully that's gonna count in our favor.
Unless she's a spy sent by the Iron General.
She was giant general.
Worse, she is literally the incarnation of some parasite god, fear word shit. Or just, I don't know, the being of madness incarnate, like Cthulhu but in human form. I don't like the ideas I'm coming up with here, but none of them are good.
Yeah.
I'm just writing
So,
them down.
back on trial.
Yes.
I mean, so yeah, are we going straight to the trial? Because, yeah...
Skip all the rest of
the guy is still pregnant. Nothing has gone there. The buckler is still there. He has no idea who the hell Gretchen is, but he does laugh at you for losing his shield and knife.
Look. And then I will tell the guys that... I'll tell them about the Gretchen incident as well.
Mm.
He gets a double slap to his jaw.
He tried to beat his own...
Slap, slap. I know, I don't care. I'm gonna slap him. He just ate his own tongue. I bet that hurts like a bitch. So, like, slap, slap.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I mean, that got healed
Anyway,
up, so...
yeah, I'm not gonna hurt him. I'm just gonna slap the shit out of him. But yeah, so... Yeah, big old prisoner cage in the middle. We have, like, a communal cage off the side.
Mm.
A stand right in front of everything. So, there's a big stadium that could fill up the entire city if they want to come. A stand in front of it for the people to speak, and it's like acoustically made so they could be heard easily.
Mm.
Then Buckler, like in his super unnecessarily restrained prison, like bars, but like, you know, like there's also chains tied to the bars to the ground, and just like a weight that's holding it all down for no reason.
Mm.
And then
I don't know. Do we want all that to make him look like he's more? I don't like his self-importance. Let's not add to it.
he's literally a high priest of this god, as far as we know. He could do something. Like, it's
Okay,
prudence at the
That's fair.
It's not that he has power, it's that he is dangerous. Anyway, and then finally we're like on a 5-foot raised platform with no stairs probably, because we could just jump up there, and we're just standing and looking at it, just being quiet most of the time, letting people talk. So who we want first is really going to be like, we're going to tell everybody what's going on.
Before you go on, did he have anything to say when we informed him the trial was like immediately forthcoming, or was it just the usual crap from him?
Usual
Yeah,
crap.
he would have heard about it too.
Insulty. You have nothing. I have one.
So I'd like
Praise be my God.
Change my opinion of the execution to I'll fill him with seeds and grow them.
I just think we just crushed his testicles, but okay. It's just really insulting.
He's
at that
clearly
point.
sterile anyways, I mean.
Yeah, so it's just really insulting. Like, we didn't have to hurt you, but we did anyway. Yeah.
Anywho, seeds.
Yeah.
Seeds, good idea. So fill him with seeds and then turn him into a garden.
I hope you'll appreciate the kind of birth imagery of that.
God! my imagination took that way too far.
So yes,
Good.
yeah. Let us get back on track, if you will allow me. You are standing in the middle of your... It seems like an arena, but it's this is the strangest the strangest courtroom you've ever been in. You are holding court, way above everyone on the plinth.
Yes.
The crowds are gathering outside and inside. There's not enough room for everyone here, but you see that there are representatives of each place that are coming forward. I believe there are 6, because you wished for the nobles, the farmers, the everyman, the nobles, farmers, everyman, the nurses, and who's the other? The watch, and there was another one more.
The farmers?
No, we said farmers. So
The dock workers.
yes, dock workers. Okie doke.
Seriously.
And
And we're
we
gonna
all
let.
stepped into a giant amphitheater.
Pardon?
And here's a question. Who is representing them?
Okay, first of all, you notice 2 very distinct things. It is not Foreman. It is also
Figured that
not
much.
Switch.
that.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, we didn't want them to be representing them anyway.
Who are their seconds? Are they anyone we know?
Jeremiah Andrews, the butler, is standing in there.
I like him. He's a good butler.
The last one, I don't have a picture for him, fortunately, but it's actually Johnny.
Hey, here's why we didn't want them represented. If we're gonna give them positions of power and they were at the trial, you don't have to be a genius to figure out there might be something iffy there, even though there isn't anything. So,
Daisy and
that's great.
Pardon?
Who are the other four?
Daisy and Beatrix are both there. Daisy is looking slightly uncomfortable, and Beatrix has now a rather prominent set of horns.
Oh dear, they have grown in, have they?
Yeah.
Kara will nod approvingly.
She blushes and nods back. Everyone is kind of giving her a bit of a look.
She nods and is like, "Oh God."
The everyman is actually not Jim.
Disappointed with you, Hog.
The everyman is Smithson.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Jim is running the rotten fruit stall.
That is true. But somehow he's a what is it called, an entrepreneurial capitalist?
Yes.
He's charging a penny per fruit or whatever. He'd be rich.
Per basket of fruit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So the everyman is Smithson. Jim either dodged the request, or it was decided that Smithson was probably better for it.
Probably both.
That's fair. We don't want to force them into anything.
Wolfgang has unfortunately been designated as the watch representative.
Everybody loves Wolfgang, don't they?
Oh, he drew the short straw, did he?
Since he's been put in charge, he's
It's not like other two of the representatives have yelled at him prior in the last 10 days. Both. I literally forgot the nurse's name just now.
Daisy
and Johnny both have yelled at him recently in his face.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. No conflict of interest there.
But I'd like to see the trial hall here basically built like a giant amphitheater.
Oh yes, there's definitely those rows of seats that allow everyone to get a good look.
Yeah, and like a flat podium and.
You guys want me to do the big speech thing, or we're gonna gloss over that instead? Just go right.
You want to do a big speech? You absolutely should.
You do you.
Give us a speech.
All right. So how about this? I do the speech, and then we speed through the trial a bit, so we don't spend literally the next 10 days doing it.
The next month of sessions going through all this.
Just an entire fucking series of Law and Order. Just
Law and Order, Godbound edition.
Fun it sounds, but let's not.
It does sound kind of fun, actually. Like with gods, if you're like a court of gods, that would be fun to actually watch and play. All right, give me a second to get fully into character. She changed a little bit recently, mostly because I finally don't have as much brain fog and have to run on automatic.
I will say that you're lucky that it was Jeremiah. It was almost freaking Franklin.
Oh yeah, that would have been funny.
Yeah,
I don't think I could allow that.
He'd be so favorable to us. All right, I'm putting on my cell phone voice to talk. So okay. So I will pick up my sword and drop it once with a big, boom, which will probably get everyone's attention. And I'll say, "The trial is starting." Then I'll wait for everyone to shut up. Then I'll say, "We have the representatives of the city here today. We want to bring to light the inequality and injustice of these people and their crimes against the populace. This is the trial of the Iron General's subordinate, Lieutenant. What was his name? Lieutenant.
We didn't get a first name, actually.
No, not his first name. Lieutenant something Buckler. It was like Lieutenant Prophet, Lieutenant.
Oh yes. Sorry. Villains. He was Bishop Sergeant Buckler.
Bishop Sergeant Buckler has done a great disservice and malfeasance to the city. He'll be punished in accordance with your wishes. He may now... What? Not yet. He is going to be held accountable for his crimes, along with his subordinates, who will receive a lesser punishment as a result of what they had agreed to do. And then literally carry every single one of the documents for it and drop them right on this, like, dais that we're on. Like, every single complaint. These are the complaints against the church. They will each be considered in our judgment. We now bring forward our first representative to talk. Wait. It's retroactive.
Yeah.
We will now allow Buckler to speak his mind and his opinion. He has... I check my watch. 5 minutes to speak his piece.
5 minutes, that's very generous, but yeah, okay.
It really is. You can't say everything you want sometimes, and sometimes you only say what you want.
Here's a stupid idea. Should I make a miracle so everybody can see when people lie?
Is that possible? Can you give it to other people?
I mean, why shouldn't I be able to do so?
You really should.
If you can, you should.
It's a question of if Hawk will allow it.
I mean, if you got the effort for it, man, go with
in this
it.
case, really cool. All right, so and then so you miracle, so you wave your hand, and everybody can tell when people are lying. Then, all right.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know it yet. The first time a lie is told, they'll just see this black smoke oozing out of a person's mouth.
Okay.
And there's the guy so delusional, most of the shit he's gonna say, he's gonna think it's true.
Okay.
And then we'll probably call it later when he's like lying so much, and then we'll like literally say, "You see the smoke of his lies," kind of moment. But then, Kara, do you want to add anything, like miracle-wise?
No. I mean, all of this vengeance stuff is mostly reactive, so let's wait.
If you want, you
All right.
could mix it with Quentin's and make it so he hurts himself when he lies.
Again, if I can do that, I'm very happy to do so.
Instead of just damage, pain. I like it.
Yeah. It is related to mixing your abilities with one that's already in the area. I mean, you are a group, so...
All right, so I will lift
I'll
up...
submit the effort for that then.
Cool.
Whatever I need to do.
Alright, and then I will make everyone unafraid of anything he says. Like, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's too manipulative for her. She's going to lift up the sword and drop it again and say, "The trial begins!"
Actually, in a way, making people not afraid of what's said might be good. It's better, logic, judgment.
That's
Sound
good.
judgment.
If I can give an effort, I would like to make people... well, they're all on my side anyway, but
Yeah.
make it so they have 12 morale.
I'm good with that.
Which is literally, like, deciding to be afraid or not. Almost. Okay, and there we go.
Okay.
He may now talk.
He just kind of stares around at everyone, taking a few moments of silence, and just... This is a farce in the eyes of my god.
No noted.
Noted.
And he stands a little, as tall as he can in the chains and everything that he's wearing. At least let it be known that he still loves his followers.
Is that a lie? I want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, he believes it to be true, so...
Yeah.
But that's the thing. What does he?
He does. It's not coming out as a lie.
Okay.
Does the record show that the delusional fuck hasn't read his own letters? No, I'm not saying that.
Let it be shown that the delusional fuck hasn't read his own letters. Oh, we should read out loud each one of those letters, by the way.
Oh, we're going to. We are going to.
Okay. How is the crowd handling it so far?
They're just kind of watching him. A few titters. You can see that there's a few of them who seem almost maliciously glaring at him, and they're carrying a lot of rotten fruit. And
one of them is terror, in fact.
Oh, by the way, everyone is allowed to throw a fruit anytime, unless I, bang the sword. So if they want him to shut up, all they have to do is throw fruit.
You do also notice that one or two of them are carrying rocks in their pocket.
They're blood rocks, so if I see rocks, they'll literally just, stop in midair, because I can protect anyone. Really, I can. Anyone. As long as it's not me.
Yeah. Well, they, that's not stopped people from bringing them forward, though.
Oh, Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so they no one's throwing
I'll take
anything
this.
yet. But yeah, he.
So he's
Mm.
gonna say he loves you.
And that's it. He'll just be quiet from then on.
All right. So I will jump down and walk over to his cage. It's like, is that all you have to say?
He remains quiet directly in your face.
All right. And then I climb back over the podium like a little girl, and then just like go back to the position and say, the trial begins for the representatives, and then we'll call forth. Which one should we call forth first? This is so high up.
I imagine
know,
you pogo on your sword, but yeah, the.
No, I didn't bring my sword with me. It's just sitting there.
We should probably finish with the most sympathetic, which I imagine is the medical professionals.
So first we start with probably the Everymen.
Yeah, the common folk.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Okay, so bring forth, who was it?
Smithson. Yeah.
All right. We call upon the representatives for the Everyman, the common folk, Smithson, the artisan.
Smithson steps forward and places both hands very carefully on. I'm guessing you've given them a little.
Yeah, they have
podium. Yeah.
So podium and everything like literally looks like a quartz podium.
Yeah. So
there's even a chair to sit.
You notice that his shirt is ever so slightly open, and he appears to have Sade's mark on his chest, ever so slightly visible. Also, one of his thumbs is silver.
Yeah, but like, who would know where any of those things are? I don't even know what they are.
Yeah. So yeah, he well, it's visible, like his hands are out in the open, so one of his thumbs seems to be coated in silver. But yeah, he nods slightly and like, the accused, he says, obviously trying to get this correctly, like, has had a long and difficult part with the common people. Yes?
You're doing the entire roleplay? I'm sorry.
I mean, do you want to try?
I think we should get the bullet points.
Yeah.
At least.
Let's do opening statements, and then we'll go on.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of planning that, dude. Let me run.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's a so yeah he's they have worked with us, but the taxes have been great. He goes over the working conditions, the problems of anyone who worked with them. Often they were perfectionists, demanding it. That's why he was actually one of the surviving smiths in the area, like his company, because he already was a perfectionist. The others was just deemed not good enough, so businesses shut down. The place suffered, jobs were lost, and he nods over towards Johnny, because they were lost majority in the dock area. People struggled to live. Often the only way to get money was to work directly for the church. So,
is there ever any of this record? In fact, Kara's probably asking that they never paid on time or underpaid or anything like that.
He kind of strokes his beard and is like, prices were often given at a vast discount because of the demands from the church for tithes.
And what would have happened if you tried to negotiate for a higher price?
There was never any chance to. They never opened it. We could attempt to, but it was stonewalled. Last person who tried to left, as far as we're aware.
So you're saying the church had a definitively negative impact on the lives of the common folk.
Everyone in this area is weaker in pocket because of the church. Except for those who were in their pocket, of course.
So you would say, who would be in charge of that decision in this area? Who was in control of that?
He gives a small shrug and came directly from the church, so I can only imagine it was all set by either Buckler or one of his underlings. Most likely one who didn't survive the fire.
Understood. What about your opinion, Artisan Smithson? What do you think of these people?
I've known young boys who gave up a good craft and a good life because they weren't making the money that they should have in their jobs. They either went to work for the church or they went elsewhere seeking their fortune. Often they found exactly the same wherever they went. I never managed to stay in contact with them for long. It's destroyed lives.
Understood.
Oh, the
Take that
best
in
thing about this with him as a representative, if he's so unflappable, everything sound out of his mouth just sounds like, yeah, totally reasonable.
Mm.
Okay.
The objective. So yeah, when you say understood, we'll take that in consideration. Next, please step down for the podium.
Yep, he'll step
Next, we have who do we? The farmers, maybe. So
Yeah.
the more less sympathetic ones because they weren't really much. We call Beatrix the what is their title at the moment? Like just the farmer, the head farmer.
Farmer representative.
Okay. Beatrix, the representative of the farmlands of those who live well within them.
Hello. And she, everyone just murmurs a little when she steps up because now everyone is going horns, and they are wondering a little. Exactly.
Sarah smiles benignly at the crowd.
Everyone shuts the hell up the moment you do that.
A loud noise. They just saw that and they're like, "Oh no."
So she's like, "I'm afraid I don't have much to add." And unlike in the middle of the city, and she kind of explains that, while taxes weren't great, they were often untouched by the reach of the church. People didn't seem to really leave the church very much. It was all concentrated inside, so there wasn't much really that they can add to this. But there were a few complaints, often often little more than sales not being exactly what they wanted, and people from the city not really caring if blights, droughts, or other issues that would negatively affect farming happened. It was more an uncaring neglect.
So you're saying that the church neglected your existence?
I suppose so.
And at the same time, they did not care for you since they did not have you directly under them.
She gives a little nod. I suppose you could call it like that. We just got on with things.
As we all do.
And in doing so, undermine the people of the city. We all eat from the same bread basket, after all.
You let them off the hook on this one. My favorite character is like, food! God damn it!
X.
Okay, so I say we take that into consideration. You may step down from the head of the chair.
She steps down and gives Kara a little wave as she goes back to the little group. Who's next?
Jeremiah or Daisy?
Yeah, probably, yeah. We'll probably want to keep Daisy for last, and she has such a personality, really. But Jeremiah would also be good follow-up to...
also, Johnny's here, remember? So
yeah. I think Johnny should be next.
Johnny, then Wolfgang, then Jeremiah, then Daisy. That would be like a power cord.
For me, I would go with Jeremiah before Wolfgang. So basically, go Johnny, Jeremiah, Wolfgang, Daisy.
Good.
Okay.
I got you. Okay, so Johnny, Jeremiah,
Wolfgang, Daisy.
Gotcha. Okay, so Johnny next. Johnny, the representative of the hardest laborers. No.
Of Westdock.
The representative of Westdock.
He kind of steps forward and leans a little bit over the podium. He seems uncomfortable being there.
Are you racist? I'm sorry, I don't, but I would have. Be afraid if he's near me, or I consider he's my ally, since he's literally one of my lieutenants.
Yeah. Oh no, but he's just. It's just he's obviously not comfortable being in a court.
and speaking.
Yeah.
God, that's so interesting.
So yes, he does explain some of the difficulties that he's been going through. However, he then also goes on to discuss the insane asylum, because he was one of the few people who actively suffered in that manner.
That is true.
So yeah, he goes on to explain, like, you know, the cruelty, and you see Daisy going a little pink in the cheeks around these parts, but it's not like he doesn't really describe the efforts of that. It's more that he keeps discussing that, like, they did whatever they wanted, and you know, some people returned not what they were before.
Sorry to interrupt, did we establish that they threw him in there basically to get rid of him?
Yeah, they threw him in there because he actually beat up a couple of guys. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And they're like, fuck it, let's just throw him in the insane asylum, no one will question it.
Yeah.
Right.
So they just threw him in there for a heresy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Heresy is insanity.
Yes.
And,
So.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's about it. Like, he, you know,
So I ask him, you personally suffered under the neglect and abuse of power of the church, correct?
he raises a hand, throws an apple directly at Buckler, and then goes, "Yes, Mom."
Karen nods approvingly.
Would you say they have any redeeming qualities thereof in your experience?
He, like, rubs his chin slightly and then seems to be thinking really quite hard. Pip, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him if he felt like the church negatively impacted West Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely. Well, the thing is, like, he'd mostly go, it's the storms that got West Dock more than anything. We had no traffic through there, but then they just let it rot. That's all this was, rot in around there. Like, we used to be. Yeah, it was neglect. We used to be hard-working, you know, tough lads. Sometimes we could be a bit rough, and there's always been a bit of crime around Westdock. But we used to be sailors and shipwrights and proper people. And ever since then, we just... is holding a rotten tomato. It's like, squishes it slightly in his hands, like, just left to rot.
By the way, Hog, did you notice the two people that come from the dogs are both either true neutral or neutral evil in my army?
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
I do.
That seems to be the running thing with them.
Yes.
So we say, understood. We take that into consideration. Please step down from the representative podium.
I'm assuming you'll tell us if any of our representatives are kind of embellishing or lying. I presume they're speaking from the heart.
They are. A lot of them are speaking from the heart. Like, it helps that a lot of them know you, so they know that.
All these sessions, they were very good.
Yes, exactly. I was setting them up for something. Also, the moment that he's stepping down, like, and everyone's eyes are drawn to him and then to you, there's a extra large thunk. And a pumpkin that's rotten seems to have smashed apart on the bars of the cell and just showered Buckler with pumpkin pieces.
Very good.
And
Give it a total of 4 seconds to see if anything else gets thrown.
There was actually a rock inside the pumpkin.
Oh, interesting. Well, I will literally appear right there and just grab the rock out of the pumpkin.
But the rest of the pumpkin will shatter.
Yeah, it will shatter against him. I just grab the rock. And then, like, I move so fast it's impossible because protection combined with...
Yeah.
Like, I can do that without spending effort, and I just grab the rock to prevent damage, and with contempt of distance and sword and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then I just wait for the splatter to stop, and then I say, no rock throwing, and then I drop the rock.
You can see who that came from because of your... Well, all three of you can. But you're the only one who recognizes them.
Who is it?
Holly Blankenship.
That's fair.
Holly Blankenship is the evil... neutral
evil leader.
Yeah.
Oh, warrior leader, yeah.
I just want to point out that everyone just saw that I grabbed the rock out of a pumpkin.
Uh,
No one saw.
Yeah.
Of course, I've set up a system of this, so like a small bird lands on her shoulder, and the guards will confiscate all her throwables.
All right, and I climb back
Because
like
such
a little
things will not be tolerated.
There was a brief scuffle, and Holly Blankenship is being escorted out of the area.
No, she gets to stay. It's just all her things that
No,
can
no,
be thrown,
she's putting up a fight. She
girl.
has
I'm
to.
gonna say, obey the guards right now.
She
She
sighs. Yeah, she sighs and starts removing everything, and you can
There's nunchucks hitting the ground.
yeah. It's just that moment of like a switchblade comes from underneath the bra, and it's like, okay then.
And then
All the weapons, Miss Blankenship.
Yeah.
the guards will inform her that she can get them back after the trial.
carrying armfuls of weapons and fruit out now, and rocks. Like, how did she hide all this?
There's a moment where she's standing completely still, arms crossed, and then there's just a fucking like shipwright's hammer just drops from underneath her skirt. Just.
I love it. Alright, so I jump on the podium again after this display of ultimate godly power and climb on it like a little 5'3" girl, and I'm just like, can someone give me a hand?
Next time we should get you a ladder.
I just wanted
Give
it to
you
be
a stool.
impressive. I didn't realize I would have to come down so much.
There will never be a next time. You'll die the next person you face.
Oh, is he lying?
He believes it.
That's fair. By the way, can I take on the fruit from Kara?
Say again?
Can I have a fruit from Kara?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Take on the-
assume we've just got boxes full of it everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna just throw it right at his face. Shut up. Funk. Like fucking orange
The
slice.
accused is reminded that he had his opportunity to speak.
Throw it orange. Funk.
I will imbue him with great luck by having a bird shit on him.
I do not exist under your rules, he says while being shat on.
Right, I'd like him to hurt now. He's had his chance.
Yeah, okay, that one's a lie, and he definitely, like, you can see he, like, cringes up and curls slightly, managing
and all
to
can
bite...
see the black smoke rise.
Managing to like, keep himself from yelling, but definitely painful. Okay, so Jeremiah was next, I believe.
Yes,
Yep.
Jeremiah. Butler. The best butler in the world.
Apex Butler Jeremiah Andrews.
Yes.
Apex Butler. Jeremiah Andrews to the representative stand, please.
I believe it was afternoon this was being held in, yeah?
It was directly at sunrise when people were gathering.
Oh, that's right. So he will...
It could have been afternoon, yes.
It's probably nearing, so he literally is without even looking at anything, is, good morning, Mistress Justice. Good morning, Master... was it Quinton you want to go by, or Dusttail?
That depends on if you're referring to me as Mister, because then it's typically Mister last name.
So yeah, it's good
Also
morning.
last name.
Yeah, good morning, Mistress Justice. Good morning, Master Dusttail. Good afternoon, Mrs. Kara. And he's like literally has hit exactly past 12.
Literally past 12, and he's like moves into it. I fucking love this movie.
without looking up or looking at anything, he is just immediately clocked that his just hit afternoon.
I love that. Some people are like, "Wait, what?" and they look up. Like, oh my god.
I have prepared, under my master's orders, the extensive list of various crimes and moral injustices that have been performed by the church in such a manner. If you would please allow me to list such. He coughs slightly and unrolls a rather large list.
Excellent.
And it just like falls to the ground and keeps rolling. Like
Yeah.
Monty Python.
Just,
And then I'm like, go ahead, representative.
he takes about an hour. Unceasing, constant listing of things. If there's any questions, he pauses to explain the situations. but it
I'm
ranges.
surprised that they don't know a lot of fucked up stuff that they
Yeah,
did.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, what kind of range of accusations and crimes are we talking about? So, what's the least and what's the worst?
Let's see. Oh, talking of which, you still have that check, remember? But remember that guy's fortune? You asked for it, and now you just got.
Yes,
Yeah.
money, of course. That's a thing.
But so we've got stuff ranging from embezzlement, like very white collar crimes of embezzlement and
Harassment.
Insider trading, forced exclusion of businesses, harassment is definitely on there. Coercion. He even includes racism, which is no one else has mentioned so far, but he does give a small nod at that point as one of the moral
will
injustices.
make a comment that how odd that they can't pay their bills properly when they're finding so many ways to make money.
He nods politely and continues on with let's see, of course, human trafficking is on the list.
This is going well. I love that Jeremiah laying it out there like a fucking fact. I love Smiths and Jeremiah. All perfect for this. Johnny has such heart. Too.
And this is just so factual
and everyone is just watching, waiting for a single puff of black smoke.
And there's not even a description of what he's saying. He's just listing the crime. Embezzlement, kidnapping, human trafficking.
Human trafficking. There's a couple of horrible moments where he does mention particular. Yes, that basically involves children. So yeah.
Yes, exactly.
He one of the later ones, bestiality, and the puff of black smoke comes from his mouth. Like, I suppose not. As he is able to see it himself. That account must be stricken from the record. And you notice that actually, one thing none of you even looked back to see, someone is recording this. In fact, two people are recording this.
You know who they are.
Yeah.
I assume that Thingy, the bard at least, would be recording this.
Easy is also here recording.
Good.
I see it.
And they're basically in a little area to themselves, and appear to have brought their own table and quills, and they're just.
I bet they have their own refreshments and everything. Just like it's a day at the office for them.
Yeah. Easy is eating one of the slightly less rotten fruits, but so they are like going through everything, and so it's a consistent.
Look at us and he says stricken from the record. He looks at them and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh god, when did you guys get in here?
Do what the man said. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, there's a moment where the bard strikes it from the record, and you see a little, with your godly sight, you see would make a good story though, written underneath, and you wonder if he got that response from her, but yeah, right. So he just continues on, and he has the most extensive, emotionless list of everything that he could dig up.
And I loved how everybody's just there's a pin could drop and you could hear it.
Yeah.
Ding! And god damn, he's just listing so many crimes. And when he's finished, he's like, I forgot what I was gonna even ask. He kind of blew me out of the water.
If anyone runs Godbound, I have to play this man.
I will let you.
Yeah.
Make a campaign only peak humans.
That would be fun, actually. Peak Butler. Oh my god, that would work.
I mean,
possibly in a departure from decorum or whatever the hell. Kara will address the crowd. Has anyone here present suffered at the hands of these crimes?
Almost.
Perhaps parents.
Have a show of hands.
Yeah, there's so many crimes that have been listed, and such a shock around the room as they listen to everything that it's almost became normalized.
Where they're thinking, yeah, they did do all this shit to us.
Yeah, so eventually, hands raised, more hands raised. The mighty goddamn hand of Holly Blankenship is directly in the air. Yeah, Daisy's kind of...
Put the hammer down, Holly.
No,
I thought we-
Yeah, those can't be on her anymore. She has to listen to what Sage says.
She has to.
But
She has to agree with the guards. They don't tell. They don't take the hammer.
They take both throwables.
Yeah, it's that moment of like, oh no, it's not a throwable. It's after all, it's a massive hammer, and they look at her like it's a throwable.
And they will ask her, "Do you have the intent of throwing it?" And she'll go, "No," and black smoke will rise, and they'll be like, "Nice try."
She will just go, "Yes," if they ask her that.
Okay, so we basically have everyone raise their hand. Almost everyone, probably. And
Almost everyone.
And I point, and I raise my hand, and then I point at him, and I say, like, I too have been murdered by them. And or we'll say that I too have been murdered by them. And I point at him, and I say, at Buckler, and I say, do you dispute any of these crimes?
He remains silent because, as arrogant as he is, I think he's unable to really say anything in response to this.
Without lying, yeah. He realizes the shit he's in now.
Yeah, it's mostly the amount of stuff is neglect and bullying the upper class, which is a terrible result on everything else. And yeah, he's not able to answer.
Let the record show the accused remains silent.
Very flowery letters. The accused remains silent. It's written by the part.
Then I point at Jeremiah and say, "Thank you, Apex Butler. You may step down for the representative table."
Thank you, Mom.
I keep calling him Apex Butler, and I do in character too. Then I will point at what was it? Wolfgang's next.
Yeah.
Wolfgang gets to talk next. So Wolfgang, head of was he like the guard? Head of the guard, right?
Yeah.
Wolfgang, head of the guard to the podium. Once Wolfgang, aka Wolfram, head of the guard, to the representative podium.
His full name is Wolfgang Wolfram.
Wolfram, we changed it. He's just gonna say it.
I like the idea that it is Wolfgang, formerly known as Wolfram.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Wolfgang,
formerly known as Wolfram.
Nobody questioned it. Just did it.
He comes up and he rubs his chin and he pulls out his own notes. They are much smaller than Jeremiah's.
Flashcards.
Yeah. He does say kind of purposefully of just, I'm not going to take too much of the court's time, as everyone is aware of previous laws and broken, and he starts going over some of the stuff. Generally, he's dealing with stuff that was either reported or inflicted on the guards, particularly. Lack of support, lack of gear, particularly violent outbursts. Any accusations that he's had to deal with. Arson, and he's going more into depth with what the crimes were. Pardon?
When we burned down the church and he lists arson.
Well, yeah, you weren't the only people to burn down something they didn't like.
Yeah.
So,
like extortion, etc.
Yeah. He basically, he is giving some dates of moments when the church was accused, and as well a lack of punishment due to a lack of enforcement in the law.
What I imagine he says, something like date 29th of September, Buckler sent a group of people, they beat up a bunch of people, they were not punished. And then he continues on like that, but the ends with, they were not punished every time.
Arrested, no repercussions. Then move on, it's like, accused of murder of Jonathan Franklin, and then he continues on like this, and and then he does pull out a rather thick folder and place it on the desk, and seems to yawn a second. You realise he's probably been up all night, and missing person cases.
Into consideration, and I realize I have no servants in view. I'm like, shit. And then I get down and I go grab them up myself.
The moment you try to go get down, Easy just goes, stay, and runs over and does it for you.
Thank you, Easy. You're really a charmer.
So yeah, he nods slightly and says, "That's all we've turned up so far."
People get tired of seeing me climb up the dentist.
Yeah.
Not very godly, is it? He's like, "Thank you for your testimony.
Mm.
The representative of the guard may step down."
Mm.
As the what was he gonna say?
No. It's as he goes back, like he goes and stands beside Johnny, and Johnny just elbows him and gives him a little grin, and he's whispering something. You might be able to hear if you. Yeah.
I will eavesdrop in on it.
Basically Johnny's whispering like, some of those fights were like me 3 times over. and you just hear Wolfram going,
I literally look at both of them, like try to catch their attention and do the thing where he like kisses the air, and then she makes the cut symbol with her thumb. And then I will point out the accused and say, "Is the accused going to?" Sorry, I got so distracted with her overwhelming lust for men.
We've all been there.
Right? Does the accused dispute any of these crimes?
He kind of goes to speak. You can see that like black mist just hovers around his mouth before he even says anything, and then he just closes his mouth as if he's thought better of the pack of lies he was about to spew.
Let the records show that the accused just about managed to refrain from lying.
You're self-vindictive. Just trying to be fair. I was like, "Hey, this guy sucks."
It's true.
Daisy is getting ready, but yeah.
The difference between action and vengeance, I guess.
Yep.
I was gonna take murder, but that hasn't worked out that way. All right, so the representative of the medical professionals may state forward. Daisy, what was her last name? Did I ever get a last name?
Did we get the last name?
No.
What is her last name?
No, I just got it listed down as Nurse Daisy. There is no last name.
Daisy the nurse, I say, as she approaches the podium.
She stands up, and then she coughs slightly and goes, "Daisy Smithson."
Everybody, gasp! Smithson.
Like that's the thing. I'm like, you go, "Ugh," and everyone else goes, "Yeah."
I'm like,
yeah.
Are they of an age?
Um,
Smithson and Smithson.
Are they married, or is she her daughter?
What seems the most likely?
I imagine that this is just something that you're trying to like.
We're trying to detect this using our godly senses.
To adjourn to discuss important matters. So are they married?
Drama.
Oh, God.
Deal with it later, says Daisy's eyes.
Like 5 inches wide. Anyway, so
Now, girl, tell me all the details.
Kara will give a look at Smithson as if to say, "Damn."
Smithson meets your eyes entirely unblinkingly.
Of course he does.
Alright, so yes. Yeah, we continue.
Oh, right, try it.
Yeah. Okay, yes, so she kind of reluctantly, but does actually start talking about the church's interaction with the hospital. She talks about the introduction of I can't remember his name now. The idiot.
The doctor?
Yes, Dr. Cleese.
Dr. Cleese.
Yeah, Dr. Cleese. The knowledge that he was in generally the pocket of the church, his donations,
Let the record be shown that Dr. Cleese has escaped the city.
And is currently a wanted man.
Yes.
There's a small from the crowd, and you glance over just in time to see that that Don Foreman is looking the other way. So he she continues to discuss basically the ongoing steady corruption within the hospital, the difficulties of enacting the nurses' items, the times that they were basically shoved out of areas because the hospitals wanted more, malpractice and possible experimentation, and of course what she saw when she went underground and saw the horrible catacombs that were downstairs. Because
Obviously.
yeah.
What do you suspect those catacombs were used for? Stacey?
She straightens a little bit and like, well, oh fuck, the accent's gone all over the place again.
She's Welsh again.
Oh yeah.
Does she become Welsh under stress?
Welsh under stress. Welsh under stress is my fucking new podcast. So it's Scottish. I'm not entirely sure. It's not what I deal with, but after discussing with a few people and looking at what there is, it could only be somewhere to bleed people. Some kind of sacrificial pit.
Let the record be shown that the accused has been accused of sacrificing human beings. All right. Thank you, Nurse Daisy. Been a great help. And I'm guessing there's a bit of a silence.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna speak. So I clear my throat, and I lift the sword up, and I place it over my shoulder like fucking Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. That's smaller. That thing was like 8 feet long, and
ridiculous.
like, so it looks like to us this man is accused of allowing brutality, neglect, abuse, murder. I won't say the P word. Bestiality, or at least rumored bestiality. And I go on, like, listing every single thing that was listed today, along with my own dramatic flair of it, like beating people that did all kinds of stuff. And he has not given a single word to the contrary. It is his last attempt to speak is given now. Do you have any last words? Like, finality of that. And I say that.
Wouldn't you typically ask how he pleads to all of these charges?
He's already guilty. We've already decided.
This is a sliding scale of how guilty he is.
Yeah, but here's the great part. He can't say anything first. If he says not guilty, it'll be a lie.
That's very true. That's yes.
He has to plead guilty.
Okay, how do you plead to these charges? What do you really believe, Butler? Are you guilty? Yes or no, please?
He pauses and like, the pit was not just sacrifice. There were deaths.
Let the record show that that's a yes.
There were deaths, occasional, accidental, but do not think that I did not bleed myself into that pit.
Why? You know what? I don't
To let the record show that he did indeed inflict harm upon himself as well.
Less harm than he inflicted on others, of course.
Buckler, you are the root of all the problems in this city. I'm sure that another person could have come along and done a worse job than you, but you did a nearly incompetent job of being a corrupted person. No one likes you at all, especially not your god, or otherwise he would be here. Alright, let's go. We're going to deliberate for 1 hour, and then we will talk. Then we will pass judgment among the accused.
There was a little bit of concern in the air, because, as you said, no one loves you, not even your god. Little bit of smoke came out. Only a little bit.
From Sade's mouth.
From Sade, because they can tell if anyone's lying.
Yeah. I really do believe that his god doesn't love him.
That's the thing. Are we discussing, like... are we talking about, like, you know, what the person believes? Or, like, for lies?
As for the lie, it would basically be if I grasp a ball that Sade would see as blue, but it isn't, but she truly believed that it is blue, and she tells someone that it isn't a lie, because that is what she honest to godly believes.
Okay, never mind then.
So we're going to step down and literally just stand behind the podium and talk about it for a
Thank
second.
you for that terrifying insight, by the way.
Yeah. So it's basically if she from the bottom of her heart, with no other contradiction, believes that his god doesn't love him.
Yeah, it's not an objective lie because I genuinely don't believe he loves him at all because this guy sucks. He sucks. No one would like him. I definitely don't. If he was my follower, I'd send him here just so he'd be shutting up.
So I guess now we'll go over all the physical evidence as well.
Oh, you know what'd be cool? If like we didn't step down, but like Quentin just summoned like a room for us to deliberate in, like whoosh, and like okay, they're gods.
Yeah, I would like the records
I
to also show that the guy is of questionable or mental state. Mainly due to the self-harm thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I request that Sade reads out the letters from his contemporaries, because that's a voice that'll carry and everyone will hear it.
Oh, I cut out for a second. Sorry. What would you guys say? I totally missed the last 10, 20 seconds because the damn Discord.
Basically, the record just say, hello, can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So yeah, Quentin asked for the record to say that this guy is mentally unstable because he's self-harmed as well. And Kara
wants Sade to read out the letters from his contemporaries, because that's a voice that'll carry and everyone should hear them.
Okay, so I will actually read out the voice of the contemporaries. And the funny thing is, she's too young to realize she probably shouldn't do this. I'm going to read them out in like a DM voice, you know what I mean? Like in their voice, what he thinks they sound like.
Yeah.
So the Red Rose is like very like snooty and worthy of him, and the guy who's tired of his shit is kind of yelling low key, but in a man's gruff voice. She's trying to do it, and she's just doing it like that. Nice. And the one who's like, just leave me alone, is just neutral tone, like just go away.
Yeah. Okie doke.
She reads out, and then she folds them up, puts them back in her bra, and tells everyone that they will be deliberating. And I was wondering if Quentin could like summon us a room to deliberate in. Instead of like us getting down, we just suddenly we're inside of a room instead.
We disappear into the discussion cube.
Like, holy shit, they are gods.
No, we will ascend to the heavens to discuss.
No, dear.
Oh, we start flying? That would be even better.
Yes, I can make us fly.
Let's do it. So we start flying into the air.
That's actually quite good, because if you'd gone into a discussion cube, they would have started throwing rocks the moment you've lost line of sight. But now they can't.
The moment Kara's like, I wish I could be mad, but I'd do the same.
I can't be mad. I can't even be mad. Alright, so we have like 10 seconds of discussion. So how do we kill him? I mean, wait, are we killing him?
I mean, we already kind of agreed on punishment, didn't we?
Yeah, I know, but like, what are we doing? Are we killing him, or are we turning him into a bird, banishing him? I don't know yet.
I vote for banishing him to bird form for X amount of time, and then have him out again, and basically trial him again.
Yeah, that's what I'm in favor of. But keep him bird long. Basically, however long his sentence is however long this campaign is, so we just don't have to deal with the fucker again.
That was character. But, okay, yeah, we already decided that we were going to imprison him for, like, a long time, then, you know, gave him another trial.
Well, in character, Kara's like, well, it seems fairly obvious to me, we kill him.
No, but still, it just seems a little... What do you think, Quentin?
I mean, killing him would basically let him off too easy. I say that he should be punished for his sins.
And go back to the killing idea. It's good, yeah.
I mean, that or imprison him.
He doesn't even go to hell, you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I mean,
says, well, by killing him, it takes him out of the picture entirely. He can do no further harm to anyone.
So
I don't see the downside.
We can set it up so he does no further harm, regardless. Then we can kill him later.
But if we do our characters know how the death applies? So if we murder a guy, do we know that their soul is thrown back to their god?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I'd say that Easy has discussed it enough with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will voice my opinion that we shouldn't kill him, because that would inform his god that the person has been murdered, and that might anger him and put us in his crosshair. So it might be a bad idea to just imprison him for eternity, more or less.
Well, maybe 5 years, then we'll talk about killing him after we kill the Iron General by ripping his fucking heart out.
Yeah, exactly. So
Well, it's not an ideal option, but I can tolerate that.
So I'm gonna dive down there and cut his chamber, the prison thing in half, and then make a big show of it. And then you can land behind him, and then say he's going to be judged, and you carry big theatrical moment, you know?
Mm. Yeah, but with all this, I will let Karen know that if we imprison him, there is always the option of going and beating him up and then just walk away again.
We can also make him dig. That'd be fun. Watch him dig. I don't know. Digging is always hard.
But yeah, basically, that if we imprison him, there is always the option of using him as his sandbag.
That's because I'm small. Shovels are just so big.
Well, I'm not really interested in torturing him. I just prefer him dead, but if this is what it should be, I'm willing to go along with it.
Alright, so we remove him from the cage, then we turn him into a bird, and we put him in a bird cage.
What kind of bird should we make him?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I can make my part of this, imprisoning him in a nice little branchy bird cage.
That'd be fun. So it's I like it.
One made of roses.
I like it. Just imagine that moment of what bird do we make him? From the very bottom, there's just great tits.
I mean, there's always the option of a penguin.
What about a caribou? What's a caribou?
That's not what a bird is.
He
really needs to take you out to the countryside at some point.
Why? What is a caribou?
Another time.
Fine.
All in favor of a flightless bird.
Yep. Flightless bird.
You're gonna put an ostrich in a 3-foot cage.
Emu.
Flamingo. There we go. Alright, so we...
Capable of flight.
Yeah, flamingos can fly.
Not well. Anyway, so, yeah, we're gonna land.
Oh, what are those really undignified birds called?
Dodos.
Oh, dodo!
No. Dodo's a good one, but what's that? The bird that looks terminally frightened and confused? They're called patoos or something like that.
Oh, yeah, they're an owl,
it is.
the patoo, yeah.
Patoo?
You see them head on, they just look terrified of existence itself.
I'm gonna get an image of a patoo.
Yeah, patoo probably works, yeah. Wait, can't patoos fly?
Yes, they are an owl.
You just clip his wings.
Oh, those birds.
Yeah. The ones that look like...
See him like that? Forever?
Forever, preferably.
I mean, yeah.
Alright, sure. Yeah, we'll go with that then. So, we'll all land in a superhero triangle around him. But yeah, we're gonna dive down after I guess a few more minutes to make sure we didn't decide too quickly. We're gonna watch them first. See what people are saying, what they're doing. Damn, that bird looks scared.
What they're doing is excessive fruit pelting at the moment.
How do they have so much fruit? How much fruit did you make?
All the fruit.
Not fruit
So
then. It looks like he might suffer some kind of vitamin C shock if we don't go down there.
I'm just saying, look at that face and tell me you don't want to see it on him.
I know, right?
Just only make his face. Only transform his face.
I'm gonna die. That's what that face says. This is so done. I just want it to be over. Alright, so we fly. Oh my god. That is a suffering animal. It's not meant to exist. It's like the platypus, but it hates itself.
Proof that there is no just God. There's only us.
And we're not very just, even though my name is it. Anyway, so we'll fly down after a few more minutes of discussing how hard digging is, and why shovels need to be smaller. And we'll land around him in a triangle, and then I'll literally just swing my sword in a martial pose, and then slam it on the floor and say, "We have made a decision." Are you still linking birds? What the hell, man?
They're good birds, Bront.
We have made a decision. We will sentence him to imprisonment as a beast. He will be caged and kept here till further deliberation. The rest of his followers will be marked with their sins and set free. Do not expect us to be any more merciful than that. And then I will cut his cage, like, just swing my sword and just shing, 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 and just leave him, free. And I'm guessing Carrot grabs him.
Oh, yeah.
My plan was to basically just face through the wall, grab the back of his neck, and just make him into a bird. So I'm basically holding my hand around his now head.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Because that way he can't fly away.
Alright, so we turn him into a bird. Carrot grows the cage and we put him inside of it. And then we probably set the cage down on the podium. And then, we'll basically walk each one of them up and mark them with their sins, which are very visible.
Yeah, and it's undeniable proof of their sins.
Where is it now?
So are you making him a Potu, or are you making him a different bird?
We're making him a Potu guy.
Yes.
I was dead serious. They're so undignified.
Yeah, and we're also going to clip his wings, because it's not hard.
Okie doke, I was just double checking.
Yes. The Godbound take alien shape, the shapeshift does not alter abilities, and it doesn't gain any non-natural abilities possessed by the new bird form.
Okie doke.
Change last.
Brand automatically imparts the truth of the accusation to all onlookers, proving undeniable proof to all who behold it.
Yes.
Good.
There you go. We'll just make him a Potu, and if he keeps resisting, we'll just keep doing it until he turns into one.
No, he's basically he's Potu.
Then we'll line them all up, and then sin mark them, and then we'll let them go, and then we'll say. Anything else, Hog?
I will say that there's a few of them, no sin mark crops up.
In that case, they'll be free to go, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, and then we'll climb up on the podium, and we'll have that Potu right next to us, and we'll say, we are the Pantheon of Justice. And then I'm guessing Quentin's going to rip out the blood shard.
Yeah. I mean, first, with all the people that didn't get a mark, we will deliberately ask them if they were involved in any of these accusations towards Sergeant or Archbishop Sergeant Buckler.
Well, I mean, they have the no sin mark, so no.
I mean, just to be sure, to see if they're lying, and then they're free to go.
They kind of respond with, along the lines of, some of them are, no, I was just involved with the paperwork, or, no, I just, I joined a week ago, kind of thing.
Plumber, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, they're free to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll stand on the podium, say, we are the Pantheon of Justice. We are the gods of judgeful intent. And then I'm going to guess Quentin does his thing with the shard.
Yeah.
Now is the time, he feels. And then he just, what does he do with it?
My idea was to basically have it be a static mount in the city. To basically have it be a centerpiece.
Well, you could literally anything. You could literally raise this platform up immediately. And then
you should have the housing you want to keep it in basically form around it.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
You can create and do anything at the moment.
So basically what happens is, as we do all this, is basically just hold out the shard, and then a small rod shoots up from the ground, encases this gym, and just lifts up above the houses there are. And all and then all the ground around the city just starts to crack and shake and crack and give way as the city slowly starts to ascend.
And oh gosh, that was fast. Oh, by the way, when that activates, so does my ability, which is to anyone I don't want to be here can't be here. They have to have my permission first. Oh, Flying City, that's neat. Wow, that's really
I've had this for 3 sessions. But you start taking off into the sky, and a lot of people are shocked, surprised. Well, that's the thing. They're not terrified. They're shocked, though. And some people kind of get up high, climb to the edges of the amphitheater, and just see everything lifting off. And there's a moment where Kara, Beatrix manages to find her way to you, and is holding onto your arm and just going, "Is this what you told us about?"
Looking slightly unsettled herself. Yes, this was planned for.
I mean, like, your swamp is flying over behind you like a trolley, I bet.
Like a tugboat, just coming behind.
And then the farms are next to it, just flying with us. We gotta get ready some chips next, obviously.
Yeah,
This is fine.
And then I yell, "This is all fine." And then I use the booming voice ability, and I'm going to shout, "We are free."
Nice.
Then we all for one, one for all. It's like as loud as possible. Like everyone within 100 miles, man, will hear this shit. The ground shaking, the fucking thing lifting up, and then I pick up the cage for the booby, and I'm like, haha, we got you, bitch.
Okay.
Told you. You thought this was gonna work out for you, huh? I'd rather look at you. So much.
The Potu gives a mournful cry as you take to the skies, and the city becomes your own floating domain, free of the issues of the earth.
Issues, the troubles of the planet.
Yep.
Oh crap! How do we steer it?
That can be something that we might want to address next time. For now, I'm afraid we must come to a stop.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
that was really
that was good fun.
Yeah,
it really
so
was.
I'm gonna stop the recording. So everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.